Oh, it's back again. Hey, thanks for rebirth.
Hey.
We're actually doing a test of having a stream of music running alongside the audio for each of us talking. So that's probably what's going on, which it's okay. This is only the second episode, so we still got things to iron out. But everyone on Team Reaper has awoken. The tiny hut has fallen. You are in the grasses. This expanse of tall, golden yellow grasses that are swaying in a wind that you don't know where it's coming from. Maybe from deeper inside the caverns and the dungeon. It stretches about a mile in every direction. And you know that behind you, there was the entrance to this area. And then you haven't quite found the exit yet. But if you wanted to search, feel free to roll a perception check.
Yeah, any of us?
Any of you. Whoever wants to.
Oh. Brain is just wandering. Just for fun.
Frexel's climbed on top of his chair and is looking around, got a 17.
I also got a 17.
20, 17, 17.
18.
So, the first of my new dice is going in dice jail.
Oh no.
Was that a 5?
That was a 1.
Oh! Braina, as you're walking around trying to perceive things, you actually catch your foot on a root that's just sticking out of the ground, and you fall face first into the grasses and into a pile of cockatrice dung.
Well, that's a good start. I appreciate all the dung on the ground so much.
Yes, Tildeloo, a pile of cockatrice dung.
That's not what she said.
What?
That's fine.
Nothing. Dick jokes to myself.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm oblivious. Anyway, those of you who have rolled a 17 or higher, though you're able to get up over the tall grasses, look around, and with your scanning eyes, you were able to see an exit to this grassy mile expanse, half a mile away from you. There seems to be an opening that's large enough for maybe 3 people across to walk through, a small opening that you wouldn't have been able to see unless you were probably around where you are right now. Is there anything else you would like to do in the grassy plains before you leave?
Marina's probably doing her morning wake up routine of push-ups and sit-ups and all that.
Push-ups,
keeping her beefiness,
sit-ups, making sure everyone's swords are sharp.
Mm-hmm.
We get closer to it's a cavern, right? As we get closer to the wall, are there more of those glowing sun crystals, not on the ceilings, but kind of going down the walls?
Let's say with your perception check, you know that the sun crystals are mostly up on the top of the ceiling. They don't run down the wall. It's overhead. However, with your perception 20, you do see little chunks of glowing shards resting in the grasses as you're walking along.
I would like to gather some, pick some up, take them with me.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and add 2 sun gem shards, and their light is very dim. They are probably emitting a dim light out to 10 feet, and they fit in the palm of your hand, almost like the size of a softball. If you know what the size of a softball is.
Relatively. I will pick those up and put those in my backpack.
Softball or grapefruit. It's about the same size. Vrexel and Umbrin, go ahead and roll me Arcana checks as you're looking at these shards and seeing them for the first time.
Ooh, that's a natural 19 for a 27.
That's a lot.
That's enough.
Yeah. What did Umber get?
11.
Okay. So you're not sure of anything about these crystals except that they glow. However, Vrexel, as you get a little bit closer, you're starting to see that the lattice in these crystals actually kind of replicate an electrical circuit. It seems natural, not as if someone had created a light bulb or anything. But you're starting to pick up that if you were to hit this thing with some electricity, it might do something to it. Maybe charge up its glow.
Yeah, could I see one of those?
I will hand one to Rexel, and I will hold on to the other.
Actually, got an idea about this. Good, getting there close. Everybody stand back just a little bit. Rexel's gonna put one on the ground, back away about 10 feet, and then use his lightning launcher to try and send an arc of electricity towards it.
Yes. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not great. Total of 14.
Okay. The only failure you would have failed if you had rolled a 5 or below, because it's a stationary object. If you rolled a 1, I was gonna make something funny happen. But unfortunately, you didn't roll a 1. So as the little lightning pulse that you shoot out hits this crystal, the glow actually brightens and it starts emitting a bright light out to 15 feet and then a dim light out to 15 feet past that.
Wow.
And it appears as though the glow is continuing. You're not sure how long it would last, but you know, just based on the lattice work, that the charge can be held for a certain amount of time. You're just not sure how long.
Well, just let me know when that starts to go down, and Vrexel will use his little mechanical claw to grab it and toss it back. I can pretty much do that whenever, so just let me know when it starts to die down.
Okay. Umbrin will hold it in his hands like this and stare at it for
Oh, no.
until it stops. Give Rexel an accurate amount of time.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
What have I done?
Oh no.
17.
Okay, it's starting to like hurt your eyes.
Oh.
But you know that if you were to continue looking at it, you would go blind because it's so bright. But it doesn't make you go blind right away.
I will keep it in my peripheral vision.
That's better.
Stare at it.
All right, anything else you would like to do?
Does it look like there's any other doors around, or just the one kind of exit?
Just the one kind of exit.
Okay.
Canari's gonna take her sickle and chop down some of the grass just to hold on to. Give her something to do at night, just braid grass.
Okay, give me another perception check as you do that.
That's an at one.
Oh no.
You just start swinging blindly a little bit. You don't see anything special underneath the grasses, but these grasses are a little coarse. If you are an expert in basket weaving, if you have a basket weaving proficiency, you might be able to make a nice basket with these grasses.
I do have a basket weaving merit badge, but not. I don't think Canari does.
Oh, you
do.
Wonderful. I'm pretty sure Moxie would probably be kicked out of the Girl Scouts, but Canari would.
I mean, yeah, except that Moxie knows how to weave, so
Oh.
you can make the basket.
You mean weave or duck and weave?
Both.
You got
She's
weaver's tools, essentially?
Yeah.
Hey!
Weaver's tools.
So when you see these and you take a closer look, you do know that you can weave these into like a basket or something.
Moxie's going to ask Canari to kind of cut some down for her as well. She doesn't really have a lot of sharp objects. They don't trust her with those.
All right, let's say that you can carry up to 5 bundles of these grasses each. All right. do you want to leave this room and never look back?
Yeah.
Away we go.
Yes.
All right. So as you leave this cavern, this large cavern, you continue into the regular kind of dungeon tunnels that you're used to. Hard stone and dirt patches, different cracks along the walls, and you see the various like roots and different kind of like beetles and every so often some bats here and there, similar to your experiences last time. And then you come upon a fork where there's a left option and then a right option.
Well, any bright ideas?
I was about to ask the same thing.
Why would we not do what we did last time?
What did we do last time?
Braina whispers in character.
Canary, if you would once again take a look for any signs of people passing through, as we had done last time.
I can definitely do that. And Kanari will train her ridiculous dark vision down both tunnels.
All right, so that will be a give me a survival check if you're looking for tracks.
Sure. Oh, slightly better. That's a 19.
You see a set of footprints. Where it's probably a group of 5 people, similar to your group, heading down the right tunnel.
Okay.
The left tunnel, there's no footprints, but you do notice that as it progresses a little bit further, it gets damper down this tunnel.
Okay. So it looks like if we head down the left tunnel, it would likely lead us back to the same cave that we started in. Just it looks damper. And unless we miss the exit back there, I think it's better to go down the right path. However, another team has gone down there recently. Are they like humanoids? Are they more tabaxi like?
They're not the tabaxi footprints or anything. They're boot prints and such. Okay. Varying sizes.
But we can do whatever the rest of you want to do. I think if another team is going down that way, we could try and make some allies or just see what they are doing.
I would like to take a quick moment to check for traps in case this other team has left something unsavory behind them.
Yep, that would be an investigation check.
18.
You take a closer look, try to see if there's any tripwires, any traps, any pressure plates, anything, and you don't find anything. It appears as though they just moved at a steady pace and didn't stop as far as you can tell.
All right, head on.
Yeah, if nothing else, we can, see what they're doing and maybe get their item.
For who?
If they attack us.
Oh, I was about to say perhaps we should talk about that real quick. I have no problems killing people, but I do not know how you all feel about it.
Why would we need to kill them?
Moxie said so.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, they might attack us. It's part of the game, right?
So that's your one F-bomb.
They said something about us all having some kind of like item or like prize for, being eliminated, right?
A reminder to the audience that if a team eliminates the entirety of another team, it is considered a team kill. And they receive a great reward for doing such a thing. Back to the team.
So, while I don't know that we want to potentially go in swords blazing, they might be of a different thing.
Mindset.
It might not hurt to have some allies. I mean, we all sort of talked with some at the party. I mean, Rexel, didn't you meet somebody?
Oh yeah, there was Egg. He seemed really wonderful, and I agree. I think this early on, everyone's going to be looking for friends and other ways through. Maybe later we can get another question of violence, but for now, friends might be a good thing.
And plus, this figurine, by the looks of it, it seems like it would be more of a friend, someone we could send messages through. And I think we need to have friends before I'm comfortable just letting it fly off in the middle of the dungeon.
I just wanted to confirm that really quick.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Later on, I mean, all things go. As long as all of us stay alive, that's kind of my primary goal here.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should just start murdering people. That might be a little too far.
Unless they try to murder us first.
Okay, then it makes sense. We could murder them. Murder's justified, right? Is that? I'll
This
think
makes
about it.
sense.
Moxie, if I may say, that does not seem very merciful.
You know,
But
sometimes.
I'm not one to judge.
Look, sometimes you have to heal people, and sometimes you have to punch them in the face. And that's just how it goes.
So, just as an out-of-character note here, I have 2 cats sitting on top of each other on my lap. If I have a fight, that is what happened. That's when one of them came walking slowly across. I was sort of preparing to sit on the other.
It'll just be the
as-
Tabaxi team. You find the
just as a heads
Tabaxi
up.
teams in a cat fight.
Yes. Just as a heads up, if I all of a sudden freak out, it's because cat fight. Okay.
Wonderful.
Anyways, moving on.
We continue on.
All right. So as you continue down this tunnel, following the footsteps of this other team, you move for probably an hour or two without ever encountering this other team. The footprints are still there, and there's no branching off of this tunnel until you see something in the distance, some lumpy forms on the ground. Kanari sees this first because of your insane dark vision, and that's what you see with your passive perception. Lumpy forms on the ground.
Hold up right here. Do we
Yeah.
think there's 5 figures on the ground, right, Dev? There's 5.
You see maybe 3 so far.
I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna cast See Invisibility.
When you cast See Invisibility, you take a look around and you actually don't see anything that is invisible around you.
That stays up for an hour, so
Yeah.
that will be there. Okay, so there's nothing immediately here. Great.
I would like to cast invisibility on myself.
And all of a sudden, Umbrin just disappears into the shadows. The image of Umbrin no longer before your eyes. Not sure if Umbrin gave your team a heads up before he disappeared, but...
The way he casts invisibility, he's going to turn around, he's going to look at all his friends, bring one finger to his lip in the shush motion, and blink, and he's gone. So everyone saw him just, cast it.
Umbrin, you're still there. Did you
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah.
something?
He's going to wink, and then he's going to walk over to check these corpses.
The wink. So they're about 300 feet in front of you, and you elegantly dash forward to check it out. And as you get closer, your 120 feet of dark vision begins to help you see these lumpy forms on the ground. And as you approach, you're starting to realize that these aren't humanoid forms. These aren't another team. There's several different footprints scattered around, different blood drops and such. But these are the slain forms of these spiky, large clawed creatures, about a medium size. And their most distinctive feature is this gigantic eye in the center of their head. And if you want to try and figure out what they are, you can roll me an Arcana check. See if you can remember what these are in the arcanic studies that you had to perform before entering the dungeon sphere.
22.
You recognize these as aberrational creatures known as the Nothic. These are creatures that were once wizards that got so obsessed with the idea of unlocking secrets, the darkest of secrets, that they were twisted and changed by what they learned into these dark, twisted figures. And you know that their one special ability is this ability to have this weird insight. They look into you, and if your will is weaker than theirs, they can learn facts and secrets about you because of their ways of unlocking secrets. Or they can rot away at your flesh just with their gaze. You're invisible, and as you're looking around, you don't see any living creatures among these. The 3 Nothic before you have all been slain, and it looks like the fight wasn't quite recent. There's already different creature or different like insects and things trying to like take this as an easy dinner. So you know that the team might have been through here maybe in the last day or so.
After confirming that these are in fact dead and they're not going to jump up at me, I would like to check if they have any valuables, anything worth taking on them, and then return to the group.
Completely itemless. However, all of them have been hit with a few arrows. So if you wanted to pull out some arrows before moving on, you can do so, and you would be able to collect 6.
I think exactly 0 of us use arrows, but I will take them anyway.
You never know.
I theoretically could use arrows because I can use air thing, but I don't have a bow or anything.
Yeah, I throw darts.
I hook javelins. Heck yeah.
I would like to do a fun prank with them.
The arrows or the bodies?
The arrows.
All right. What would you like to do?
When I'm about 20 feet away from Moxie, I would like to throw one at her.
Oh, no.
Moxie, all of a sudden, an arrow just flies at you out of nowhere. It was just appeared out of the middle of the air, and Kanari, you see that it was Umbran throwing an arrow at Moxie.
A 12's not going to hit your armor class, is it?
12 is not, but also as a reaction. Oh, wait, no, I have to be hit. Never mind.
Yeah. I'll check another one just for fun. Well, an 18 hit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dodged the first one, and then another one is like coming straight at you, about to hit you right in the sternum.
It does 3 points of damage unless you catch it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how it works. I think I roll, correct?
Yes. So you can expend when you do so, you take you can use your reaction. So then you just roll your 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
So okay. I have to math.
So it will be reduced to 0 no matter what, and since you're reducing it to 0, you can spend a key point to throw it back. And you would do it at disadvantage because you can't see who threw it at you.
Okay. I mean, could I just catch it? I don't really want to throw it back.
Yeah, you can just catch it out of midair.
Yeah, the
it's like
second he catches it, I'm gonna clap and drop the invisibility.
You just catch it midair. The end is like ding 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 ding, and it's like right about to hit your chest, and you see Umbrin just boop. Kanari saw this whole thing.
It's just
Foxy.
shaking her head. Just
Foxy just frowns and like throws it on the ground.
I found arrows. The things over there were, I believe, no things.
No
Though
thanks.
they've been dead for about a day or so. Whoever the party came through must have dealt with them, so we should be okay for a while. Does anyone want arrows? I have 4 of them. 2 are on the ground.
No.
Well, I will keep them in case anyone wants them.
You do remember that Vrexel has a bag of holding that you can just shove anything in if you want.
I wouldn't shove anything to his bag of holding without asking him.
It's technically a trunk, but yeah.
These are my
Trunk of holding.
arrows. I
Trunk of
picked them
holding.
up.
Well then I guess do we keep following the footprints?
Yep, away we go.
Keeping in
Again,
mind
it
that
was
they've
about a
got,
day or so that the other party came through here.
and let's keep in mind that they've got ranged attacks, so eyes out.
Good point.
Kanari, eyes out. No one's gonna get past my vision.
she perceives. Unless she rolls a natural 1.
I
Then I do
perceive
not
all.
perceive.
Then she does not.
You continue along following the footsteps. However, you find yourselves in another chamber where there's maybe like a few inches of water just along. And with this water, the footprints actually disappear, and there's 5 different exits from this small chamber of water.
Uh
5 doors, 5 of us.
probably not a good idea to split up, right?
At least not 5 ways. Could be fun, but how big are the exits? Are they just like doors that each of us can go through one of them, or are they like 5 different paths?
They vary. They vary between one of them is very narrow where only one of you at a time will be able to walk through. The other ones range between being able to do 2 people side by side or all of you as a group side by side.
And the standing water continues through all 5 of these.
They continue a ways into the widest because it's a little lower, and then the one right next to that. The slope of the room where these different tunnels are, a couple of them actually appear to like be heading upward a little bit, sloping upward, while these other 2 slope downward, and that's where the water is carrying. You see a little trickle of water running down the other paths, actually.
We're gonna keep following the path, or are we gonna pick a different door?
I mean, I could send Soren down, and the hummingbird starts to flitter around Vrexel's head. Could send Soren down one of these. He can't really talk back, but
Are you able to see through him?
no. I could tell it though to turn around when it sees something alive.
But we won't know what that something is.
Right.
I say let's just go down one. Don't need to be wasting time.
Does anyone have a preference?
These doors, are they situated in any specific order, size, shape? Any kind of distinguishing marks between them, or is it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
The two lower ones are a little bit wider, which Vrexel would know that the water probably has eroded away these passages a little bit more. And the ones that are up are the ones that are a little bit smaller as the water's trickling down. And that is, they're not evenly spaced, but you could have the illusion of them being evenly spaced as they appear to be on the opposite side of this almost circular room than you.
Should we let fate decide?
Do it.
Sure.
3.
Yeah.
3. So
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle. So you pick number 3, the middle one. So this one is sloping up a little bit, but it's the wider of the ones that are taking you out of the water. Unfortunately, when you're checking the different tunnels, you don't see any more footprints. It appears as though whatever team came through has used the water to kind of vanish their footprints away. Probably went down one of the other tunnels. And yeah, so you all agree to follow tunnel number 3. Secret tunnel! Sorry, that
Secret
was an Avatar.
tunnel.
Mhm.
As we go down this center path, Vrexel's gonna pull like a, if he can, like a decent sized rock or something out of the water. And he's going to use his magical tinkering skill to cause the object to emit a sound, and the sound's going to be like some sort of deep growly creature, like that will be perceivable up to 10 feet away, and then try and tuck that rock like into a nook about 15 feet down the passageway to hopefully discourage anyone from following us down this middle path, in case, on the off chance anyone's behind us.
Yeah, so it works flawlessly. This is an automatic thing, and this rock seems to mimic the most aggressive kind of growl that you've heard. And yeah, as you continue walking down the tunnel, the growl slowly fades, and you continue walking, and eventually you make your way into a new open cavern. In this cavern, there are a series of different puddles and such. And this is where we're going to switch to the battle map, actually.
Yeah.
Not because there might be a battle coming.
Uh-oh.
Of course.
It's just easier for puzzles.
It's just easier to describe. All right. So now that we are switched to this map, as you can see, there are a variety of different ponds around this cavern. The water seems to be a fresh kind of water, and you all come from the top left corner of this map.
There it is.
You can see that some of the water from some of these ponds actually trickles slowly down and through the place that you just came. And there are 2 exits to this room. There are different glasses with violet flowers seemingly growing without any sort of sunlight, and just a variety of different ponds. Water is dripping from stalactites overhead into the ponds below, as if there's a water source above that is filling up these ponds and keeping a steady stream of water into this room.
Huh. I think Brina will start to take a step into the room. Huh. Bet my siblings would have a fun time in here. Lots of puddle jumping to go around.
Cute. It's been a few hours since you had left your grassy plains, maybe about 5 hours of traveling. So it's
Whoa.
you haven't spent the better part of the day on your travels so far, but you are. It's with a steady march. The 5 hours is probably wearing on your feet and your legs for those of you who have flesh or use flesh to move, as opposed to a giant robot spider.
How tall is the ceiling in this place?
The ceiling, it varies a little bit, but on average it's around 45 feet.
And the what look like columns on the map, do they go floor to ceiling all the way?
Yep,
or are they...
that is correct.
So these purple dots are flowers?
Yeah.
Did you say they were in glass, or they're just like flowers growing around? In
Grass.
Okay.
What looks to be grass.
I thought you said glass too, and I was very confused.
I was like, where's the glass flowers? That makes more sense.
Grass. Time for a bath?
Well, Brenda doesn't do armor, so she'd be fine with that, but...
Y'all are stinky. Except Vrexel, I think you have prestidigitation, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Mage hand, minor illusion.
Yeah. Y'all are getting pretty stinky.
It happens.
I can't smell, so...
They would have provided showers on every floor if they wanted us to be clean.
You have such natural springs. Like, Moxie, you look at the flowers and you remember that you have proficiency with herbalism kit.
I do.
Do you have an herbalism kit?
Yes, I believe so.
If you feel so inclined, you can perform a nature check on these things with your herbalism kit.
I will grant advantage on that. I will use the help action as I'm also proficient with an herbalism kit.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
And an
Nice.
alchemist kit.
Only if you want to.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead. Remind me if I'm doing that. I get to roll 2 dice and I add proficiency bonus to it, correct? Because I'm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Intelligence is going to be the thing for this.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. Okay, well I rolled 2 dice and they both got 10, so it's a 13.
It's not hard to determine what these type of flowers are, and you actually, you take a look at your herbalism kit, you flip through a little book that you have that have different like flower drawings, and you recognize these as violet dusk flowers. You know that these can be made into an ointment if you mash them down, mix them with some water and some different bases like oils and stuff to make an ointment that can actually treat venomous bites from like insects or other things and draw out the venom.
Can I go ahead and like take a couple?
Yeah, you can do 1 bundle, and 1 bundle of these flowers has 5 uses.
Okay.
You can make 5 ointments with it.
Ooh,
I also gather some flowers.
Yeah, you can do a bundle as well. You get a bundle and you get a bundle.
Voice. Bundles for everyone.
Just collecting all the nature out here. I've got weaving
So far,
grass
I've picked up some bugs, some rocks, and some flowers.
I think Brina, while they are doing this, would actually start like puddle jumping and be like boing into this puddle. Assuming it's actually a puddle and not like 10 feet deep or something.
You jump in and just whoop, you're done. Sink to the bottom. No. It is once you jump in it, this puddle just goes a little above your ankles and the splash just goes whoosh.
Nice.
It's a little cold. Like definitely like if you were a little sleepy, this would have waken you up.
Very cool.
Herbalist. Dun 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 dun. Ryan, nothing's gonna happen. I definitely didn't draw this battle map for a reason.
Bray's gonna continue on, like maybe over to here. Boop. Unless somebody stops her.
No.
Just keep on booping through puddles.
In that puddle.
Yup.
I'm so sorry, Monty. I moved you.
That's okay.
Everybody roll initiative.
Yes. That's what I wanted.
There it is. You're not aware that you're rolling initiative, by the way. This will be considered a surprise.
Oh, that's it.
Oh.
I think I said Moxie had Vigilant Blessing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
At the last one, right? Or did you give it to her again?
Yeah, I would have given it to her
Okay.
again in the morning.
That just means
Just
I get
for
advantage,
today.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh, it must be next couple levels where I can't be surprised against things.
I think that's Danger Sense, and I think that's 7th level.
No, Danger Sense is Dex saves. Dex save stuff.
Yeah, there's another
But
one.
I think there's something at 7th level. But it's not yet.
This is why D&D adventurers never bathe. True. All right, so you are all surprised, which means that whatever force or entity or whatever is in here gets to take an entire round before you get to move, because that's how surprise works, unless you have the alert feat. Or anything else that says that you're not surprised, like a weapon of warning or something. However, I haven't given any of you any of that.
What if I rolled better than them?
That actually counts, because if you rolled better than them, that means once your turn passes in the initiative order, you can take a reaction. But if they go before your turn, then you can't take a reaction until your turn. Funny how that works, right? All right. So did anyone get over a 20?
23.
23.
Oh.
All right. 20 through 15.
18 for Kanari.
That it? Oop. All right. 15 through 10.
10.
Also
14.
10 for Vexel as well.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I have a 16 Dex score.
Mine is 14, so you go first.
Okay.
And then, so that's all 5 of you.
Now all 20 of these.
You're welcome.
Not the
Now
eels.
all 8 summoned wolves.
Brenna.
Water wolf.
Yeah.
You splash into this puddle, and you feel something grab your foot as
Whoa, hey.
this thing begins crawling up you, slithering around your leg. This bluish, purplish, almost reddish goo seemingly binding itself around you. It has what looks to be a face at the front, and it's lumpy and gooey and seems to be undulating under it, and its mouth, as it parts, the little strands of the goo and the ooze seem to still be connected as it goes. And
I dislike that. That's not my favorite thing in the world.
and then I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I can see that though.
You can't. Well, actually, let's
Does
see
that
if
matter?
you can. Roll me a
not matter.
perception check.
I rolled a 2 and a 6, so it doesn't matter.
Never mind, man.
Oh no.
Yay.
These ones. Gee, many Christmas. All of my dice are going in the dice
And they're new dice, so that's just so much fun.
Bruno's like, wait, maybe I am into this.
It slowly begins to crawl up you, and then it goes up with its face, goes, and then its face just wraps around you, and you begin suffocating.
Hey guys, I'm really good at finding stuff.
You are grappled, restrained, and unable to breathe unless you can breathe water.
That is not a thing that I can do. However, I do have +3 con, so I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
Ooh. And it's wraps around your head, and then it slowly wraps around your body, binding your body, and this goo seems to be almost trying to absorb you.
Just like that a lot, just in case you were wondering.
And then, Umbrin, I need you to also do the same thing.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
What was it?
It was a dexterity saving throw.
12.
You also fail. So this thing begins to swirl around you, and fortunately you don't breathe. So you're not drowning or suffocating or anything, but you are also restrained and grappled. The DC to escape is 13, by the way.
Just missed it.
Yeah. So it swirls around you as it goes. And you can kind of hear the muted sounds of your friends being like, what the fuck is that? But it's like, because it's just completely blocking out the sound. And then Kanari, as you are distracted by what's happening, another thing begins to wrap itself around your foot. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hey guys, what if we all fail?
Well, restrained does not mean we can't attack. It just means we attack at disadvantage.
Correct.
That
Oh,
one.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Your
That
dice
one.
need to go away.
Pretty
So
one, too.
So what I'm gonna say is, because you rolled a 1, you weren't able to get a full breath before this thing started overtaking you. So however many minutes you would need to be able to survive before suffocating, you lose 1 minute.
Okay.
And it is going to share its space with you.
Okay.
I'm going to just partially put you over so that you can see both. All right. Now it's the top of the order. So Umbrin, you get to go first. You're restrained, so you have disadvantage on attack rolls. But if you do want to try and break out of the grapple, that is a DC 13 acrobatics or athletics check. But because you're restrained, I believe that's at a disadvantage. But only if you want to break out.
Now here's a question.
Yes.
For touch spells, it is touching me.
Yes.
I still have to roll to hit it.
Technically, yes.
Okay. I'm going to be casting a 2nd level Inflict Wounds. For a crit or a 16 plus 7.
A 16 plus 7?
23 hit?
It does. It does. That was
But
a very
that
good
crit,
roll.
though.
But that crit, though.
So that's going to be 4d8. 4d6. Nope. 4d10. I can read. I can read numbers. Don't look at me like that, Dev.
And number 1 is on you.
It is going to take 14, 25 points of necrotic damage.
Nice.
Gross.
As you reach up to try and inflict wounds on this creature, and the necrotic pulsing energy swirls around your hand, you touch it, and the necrotic energy seems to ripple through this creature, and you take half of the damage you dealt to it.
Oh no.
So that will be 12 necrotic damage to yourself and it.
What? And it takes an extra 12?
Yes. It takes 12, you take 12.
Oh.
Completely halved. But you're the only one aware of this. The other people are not.
Wasted a second level spell slot on that.
If you... Yeah, yep. That is what happens. Now, it is Kanari's turn. Kanari, you can either try to break out or do something.
Okay, so we can still cast spells when we're being suffocated, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bane on these three creatures that are on Brayna, myself, and Umbrin. So they all have to make DC 15 Charisma saves.
DC 15, because you know giant gooey things are so good at charisma.
Yeah, that's what they're known for.
All right,
Clearly.
so number 1 got an 11. Number 2 got a 19, unfortunately, on the die. And then number
Okay.
3 also got a 19. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, the first one on Umbrin is Baned.
Yep.
So for the duration, they will, whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, they have to roll a d4 and subtract that number.
All right, is that all you want to do?
Yeah, I think that's all I can do because I can't try and use my movement to, it's an action to break out, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm there and I'm just concentrating, trying to hold my breath.
All right. Then after Kanari, it is Moxie. Moxie, you were not restrained or anything. You seem to be, you and Vrexel are the ones that were spared this fate.
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, Moxie would definitely come down to here to help Kanari. So if I tried to hit it, is there a way to just aim at it?
Give
Or am I
me,
also gonna hit Kanari?
go ahead and give me just a straight up wisdom check.
I rolled a 15.
You know that if you were to strike this thing, first of all, because it is gooey and all that, it would resist any of the non-magical strikes you would do, but you have key empowered strikes, so you're fine, right?
Yeah.
In that regard, you do know that if you were to strike this thing, that the damage would partially transfer over to Kanari. As you see Kanari's like face, like big old cheeks as she's trying to hold her breath. Completely wrapped up in this goo-like thing.
Shoot. I don't really have anything. Besides hitting.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. The one time that hitting isn't the answer, Moxie's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
You do know if you were to do like a stunning strike or something, that would not transfer.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll try to hit it with the quarterstaff, just in general, and then I'll go ahead and spend a key point to add the striking. If it hits, I guess.
All right, let's see if you hit.
Oh, jeez. So many numbers. Okay. So that's a 23.
23 will definitely hit this thing.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and I'll spend a key point to make the target stunned until the end of my next turn. It needs to do a con saving throw of DC 14.
DC 14 con saving throw. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was a natural 20.
That's
Oh
great.
no.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, I still did 9 damage to it, just hitting it.
9 damage. So it takes 9 damage, and then, or it takes 5.
4.
Well, it's going to be 4 damage, and then Kanari also takes 4 damage.
Is there a way to, if I touch Kanari, just touch Kanari?
Yeah, you can just touch Kanari if you were to use your healing hand. So you're able to like find patches where Kanari is not being overwhelmed by this thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Fury of Blows this thing, real quick, and so I'm gonna punch it. Maybe I got a 15. Yeah.
15 will hit.
Okay. So that only does 5 damage.
So it takes 2 and Kanari takes 2.
And then I will go ahead and use the other one of those on Kanari, and that is in healing.
All right. 11 is more damage than you dealt to Kanari, so, or more healing.
Yeah.
terms of points than
She
you-
did
so-
a bunch of punching, and then also made sure Kanari was okay.
So Kanari, you're feeling these blows almost like go through this thing and hit you. They're a little softer than you're used to Moxie hitting you. But you get boom, boom, like, and then there's like this almost feeling of relief as a third punch comes your way. But this one doesn't hurt. You actually feel a burst of energy through you that heals you.
There's definitely been times where Kanari's set Moxie's rib and just gets punched in the face for doing it.
She's like, it's a reaction. I'm sorry.
Yes. So after Moxie, it is Braina.
Okay, rage. Not a fan
Rage.
of this. Rage. And then you said acrobatics or athletics, right?
Correct.
Okay, so as a note, the disadvantage on throws is only for dexterity ones. So I feel like that, let's see, and rage gives me
And that's only saving throws. So to break a grapple is an ability check, so you wouldn't have disadvantage on that.
so I have advantage. Well, I have advantage regardless because I have something. What do I have?
Rage.
Squat and nimbleness. I'm
yeah.
small and I'm a growly. So, advantage to break out of this, which is 15 plus 8, 23.
A 23.
Yeah.
Let's see if it beats you. It does not. So you begin to flex and you kind of like grab portions of this slimy creature and then you pull it off of you and then you rip it in half and then it falls back into the pond and it reattaches, but you are now freed from the grapple.
I also feel like, so when I rage, the ancestors come, so I feel like a couple of them are assisting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
You're like, yeah, Braina.
Let's see. I made up some more names, or I came up with some more names. So we've got Grandpa Adam.
Mhm.
We've got, let's see, where did I come up? Where did I put them? I saved them somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to look at them later.
So that was your action.
Yes.
You still have movement and bonus action.
Nope, I do not have bonus action because I raged.
Oh yeah.
But I think I'm gonna stay right here and get ready to fight this thing.
All right. So if that's the end of your turn, then it is now Vrexel's turn.
Right. How large are these things? Like, are they...
They're medium-sized.
Okay. That's not super helpful then. Vrexel is going to... You know, he's actually going to stay where he is, more or less. I'll probably move just like there. just to get line of sight, and is going to cast Enlarge on Umbrin to see if that assists with getting this thing off of Umbrin.
So Umbrin, you all of a sudden feel everything around you get smaller, and your form begins to grow. This thing still remains strapped around you as you're going, and I can make you bigger. Bloom.
Oh.
There you go. All right. This thing is still wrapped around you. You are still technically restrained and grappled. However, you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
And you deal an extra 1d4 damage whenever you deal damage with weapons.
Oh, cool.
I was hoping that might cause it to just like fly off you, but no dice.
If someone were to enlarge Umbrin again,
yeah,
and then Umbrin was a huge creature, then it would.
And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna command Soren to flit out from behind from the chair, and is going to fly over to Kanari, and on its turn, it's gonna use its action to take the help action and just kind of peck at this thing.
What'd you say its name was?
Soren, Soren.
S-O-R. Okay. I put it on the map for you, so you can move around wherever you want.
Nice. Awesome. Soren's kind of whoop, bloop, 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 and I guess there-ish. And it's going to take the help action to assist Kanari with any attempt to break free of the grapple.
Wonderful. All right, so it is now their turn. Umbrin and Kanari, unfortunately, you will be taking damage automatically.
Uh-huh.
It was supposed to be at the start of your turn, but I forgot to do that, so now it's just going to be on their turns. You're welcome, Braina.
Yay!
All right, so Kanari, you will take a total of 19 necrotic damage.
Oh boy.
As this thing begins dissolving you like an amoeba. And then Umbrin, you will take 18 points of necrotic damage. As it, as well, begins to try to dissolve you.
7. That's 7 hit points.
So Umbrin is not looking good.
Oh no!
I don't like that.
Oh
Oh no.
But this creature is going to once again attach itself to Braina.
no!
Attempt, because you need to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw that you can see. And
Natural 20.
All right, so it attempts to wrap itself around you, but you just grab it again, and then you kick it, and your ancestral guardians also like pull it away, and it falls back into the water.
Not my granddaughter!
Its head rises back up. I like making monster sounds. And then it's Umbrin's turn.
Is it an action to attempt to free yourself from these things?
Correct.
Okay, I will use my action and waste it to save.
You have advantage because you are large.
Okay. That is very good. One was a 3. The other one is 18 plus.
And it's contested. Oh, Kanari, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for concentration.
Okay.
What do I add for this?
It is athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, we'll take acrobatics. That's a 25.
25. Wonderful. And Kanari, is your Bane still up?
Yeah, that's a 12.
All right. So that means that the thing is going to make an athletics check to combat that grapple, but it will subtract a 1d4 thanks to the Bane. And so, Umbrin, you successfully twist and you get enough leverage to be able to just rip this thing off. The different sticky parts of it actually, like, you know, like those sticky hands where you kind of pull it off and it's still like partially attached. As it goes, you pull it off and then throw it to the ground.
And then I'm going to back up my full movement of 30 feet.
All right. As you do that, it will actually take an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Can you? Oh, you're only first level rogue, right?
Yep.
All right. So it will take an opportunity attack, and
minus a d4.
it is going to slam you, and it will also have the -4. So that was a 21. What's your AC? What was your AC?
Oh no.
16.
16. So the -4
Even
won't
a
even.
shield won't help.
Oh no. So it still has the D4. So -2 is a 19.
Shield.
And so as the bane kicks in, it shakes a little bit, and you see different kind of stars appear around it, kind of like affecting its movements, and then it gives you just enough time to be able to cast up the shield, and this ooze just slams its face and rubs its face against the shield, unable to get through it.
And then I'm going to reach in my backpack. Umbrin is usually 5'2". Within large, he is 10'10", and he will grab a potion, a tiny potion, and drink it as his bonus action. So that's 2d4 plus 4. For a 2, and a 4. That's 8 points.
All right. Bonus action potion healing, because we use potions as a bonus action here. And then only healing potions, so. And after Umbrin's turn, it is Kanari again.
Yeah, full action to try and get this thing off of me.
With advantage.
Yes, because of Soren. Thank you,
Soren. The
Soren.
hummingbird is pecking at it as it's trying to, it's like going for its eyes and whatnot, trying to like distract it to give you advantage.
Okay.
And it's contested, so you
And you
have
said-
to beat a 11.
Okay. And this is either athletics or acrobatics?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Any grapple is when you're the grapplee, it is either acrobatics or athletics. When you're the grappler, it's always athletics.
So one of those was a natural 1. The other was a natural 20.
Hey!
Nice.
Thank you, Soren.
You know what? As you tear this thing off of you with that natural 20, I'm going to give Moxie an opportunity attack.
Heck yeah. She's gonna punch it. What else is she gonna do? That's a 23.
Yeah, you hit.
That would be. What is my damage again? 8.
8. All right. Kanari, that was your action. Do you have anything else you would like to do?
Bonus action. No, who do I want to give that to? I am gonna bonus action healing word to Umbrin, just because he's super low compared to me. So that's another D4. So that's 5 points of healing to Umbrin.
You see more and more of the dissolved parts of your form actually magically restoring before your eyes.
I'm back up to 20. So.
Also, I'm kind of picturing that like Kanari tore this thing off of herself and threw it on the ground, and Moxie just like
fully. And then I'm gonna actually move, so I'm flanking with Moxie to give her advantage on those strikes.
All right, you're still within range, so no opportunity attack. And if that's the rest of your turn, it is now Braina's turn.
Woohoo!
I think Moxie goes before Braina.
It is now Moxie's turn. I am so sorry.
Just keep passing me up.
I know you did your attack, and then my brain was like gonna let's be stupid. That's what my brain decided.
All right, well, she's gonna hit with her quarterstaff, and that's a 20, a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits. He was like,
okay, and then that's gonna be 9 damage, and Where is it? Oh no. Okay, just kidding. And then I'll do a key point for Fury, for Fury of Blows.
Flurry of blows.
Which is a 19.
Yep.
That would be 8 damage. And that's a natural 20 for
How
the
would you like to
second
do
punch.
this?
So I mean, she came at it with her quarterstaff, and then she like punched it into the ground, and then she just went like straight for the eye and like punches through it.
And as you do this final punch, your fist glowing with the power of your key, it actually sends a ripple through this thing, and it goes and then pops into a splash of like goo and water, and just kind of like falls onto the ground, and the water and the goo just starts spreading out. Its form no longer able to be maintained.
Sick. Okay, so I'm gonna move to this one. And I still have the extra attack action.
Yeah, you have extra attack.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit this one with my quarterstaff for a 18.
18 hits.
And that's gonna be 5 damage.
All right. I'm going to need you to keep track of how many natural 20s you roll, because last time you rolled so many.
I rolled like 2 last time, or like 3 at least. So I only got 1 this time.
And we still got plenty of time left. Mm-hmm.
I had a natural 20 once, and I wasted it with advantage.
Oh, no. Yeah, but you're consistently like, oh, I rolled this, and I have 45 now.
I would like to remind everyone I'm very good at rolling dice.
Yeah.
And now it is Brana's turn, officially.
Okay. She is going to start wildly swinging her hammer around and recklessly attack these things. Hey, who the heck do you think you are? And that's a 21 to hit on the first attack.
Yep.
Ooh, max damage. 8 plus 5 plus 2 for raging is 15 damage on the first strike.
Wonderful.
And then second attack on the downswing. She went thoosh on the first one and then back down for the second one with a nat 20.
Oh my god. So remember, for nat 20s, you take whatever damage you roll and just double it.
Okay.
Quick and easy.
Garbage. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus another 2 is 11 damage.
You double the rage bonus too.
13 damage.
Hells yeah. Oop. All right, it's not looking too good. There's parts of it that are just like slopping off into the puddle.
Perfect.
And then it's Frexel's turn.
All right. Vrexel's going to make a lightning launcher attack against the one Moxie is engaged with. I'll probably need to move. Like
You're good where you are if you
okay,
if you don't
just to
wanna
get a good shot. So goes and pulls one of the levers, and you see one of the legs of the spiders like, and a bolt of lightning flies out. That's a total of 24 to hit.
That will definitely hit. It's kind of like ball lightning.
Yeah. And once per turn, I can add an extra d6 to this, so I'm gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. I love that.
2 plus 5 for a total of 11 points. So
11 points of damage.
11 points for the first attack, and then Frexel wouldn't know. Take a second one at the one that Moxie's going after.
Right.
Oh, that's a natural 1. Oof.
Oh no.
Oh, and you're a gnome, not a halfling. Oops.
Yeah.
Roll me a d100.
Oh no. 93.
All right.
That could be really good.
It's the lightning launcher malfunctions a little bit. You press the button and you like pressed it too quick after your first attack or something, and it like shorts a little bit. And you're like, oh, but it launches anyway. And if Moxie wasn't a trained monk, it would hit her, but instead she ducks, and then it hits the column right past her.
Sorry.
It happens.
We were just testing your reflexes again, like this morning. You're doing great.
She's just like jumping and dodging stuff, and she's like, "I'm not, guys. I'm on your side, please."
Remember the arrows.
Yeah.
Bonus action, Soren's gonna go over there and Soren will make an attack. Soren
All
will
right.
do a...
So your turn is done, and now it's Soren's turn.
Yes. Let's see, what is his plus to hit? +4. Hooray. That's a total of 18 to hit.
That hits.
So 3 points of force damage.
All right.
Hooray.
Just like the other one, parts of it are slopping off, hitting the ground, and then popping into puddles of like gooey water. Kind of like the hard water or like aloe. You know, like aloe, how it's clear, it looks like water, but it's still a little goopy. That's kind of like the consistency that you're seeing when these things are like hitting the ground and dying, or parts of it are falling off. And with your turn and Soren's turn done, that brings us back to these slimy creatures. And number one, which is on Moxie, is going to attempt to attach itself to her. So that is going to be a DC 13 dexterity saving throw from Moxie. And Braina, I will also need the same thing from you.
I got a 14.
All right, it tries to attach itself to you, but you were able to punch it enough to keep it away just enough, just like bop, bop, bop.
Just imagine she jumps around it a little bit and it just gets tired. It's like, fuck, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Like a little puddle of goop chasing after you.
Yeah.
And then Braina.
She has wised up to these things tricks. Natural 20 again.
Ayy.
Feel like she just stomps on its head like, no.
So while these things are attempting to attach themselves to your comrades, Umbrin, you get to perform your move.
Oh, awesome. I'm guessing Goo's not too smart, so the one over by Brenna needs to make me a 15 intelligence save. DC 15 int save.
It got a 5 on the die, and it has a +0 to intelligence.
All right, I'm going to cast Mind Sliver, so he pulls up like a little piece of, like a little light purple thread of energy, and he throws it at this thing. And since it failed its save, it goes right in, and it's going to take 2d6 psychic damage. The 4, which is bad for 2d6. 4 points of psychic damage, and it has to subtract a d4 from the next saving throw it makes.
So, if you were to kill this thing, what would it look like?
I throw it, and then when it hits the thing's forehead, it just
pops, and the gooey water just goes all over the place and all over Braina.
Ew.
And Braina, you had your kill stolen from you. I'm so sorry.
So sad.
Umbrin, is that all you want to do?
yeah.
All right, now it's Kanari. Kanari, your best friend Moxie is basically playing some Rock'em Sock'em robots with this thing.
I am. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna throw my hands up in the air, saying,
Wave
"Hey,
them, like you
yeah,
just
wave
waved
it." Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure
Kanari's
this is the one that has the Bane on it still.
Yeah. So I am going to cast Toll the Dead. So this like giant like bell like in the temple just like forms above this goo's head, and it just rings out. And it needs to make a DC 15 wisdom save.
It got a -3.
Oh.
Incredible. And it's already damaged, so that's D12s.
Sorry,
my-
-1 as a +2.
It takes 16 necrotic damage.
Overkill. But it pops and just like splashes all over Moxie, just completely covers her in this goo.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's gross, but it's fine.
It was worse when it was on you.
And combat is over.
Hey guys, be careful. There's some things in these puddles, I guess.
Do you think there's more things? Because I kind of wanted to dunk into the pool.
I mean, the puddles aren't very deep. It was like ankle, so you won't get that wet.
If I lay down in it, though, just roll around.
Are
For
these...
all of our flesh companions, I would like to remind you the last time we were in water and all of you came out covered in leeches.
Moxie, as you're inspecting these puddles, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check, and we will transition back to our normal overlay because we don't need this map anymore.
15.
15. You notice that this water is pretty fresh. It's dripping from the ceiling, and these puddles are shallow and clear. So you can actually see right down to the bottom, and you notice that the floor of this cavern is actually mostly stone. So there's no way that any sort of like leeches or anything would be growing in here that would be a threat. This seems like pretty clean, fresh water.
Awesome. Yeah, Moxie's gonna go over to one that is slime
deeper,
eyeball.
maybe?
Yeah,
Oh,
eyeball free, and kind of get some of the muck off, especially her face.
Yeah, Brenda will follow.
All right.
Gross.
This was one of the slime ones. This was one of the slime ones, and then this was one of the slime ones.
Okay, so probably like I don't know if this will work. Hang on.
And as you do go around, you like
One of the
test the
bigger
waters
ones.
and all that, and nothing else leaps out at you.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, she just like washed up a little bit, like at least her face. Some of these
Yeah, Brenna's like
bigger ones.
So she's got her like leather blacksmithing apron, which
Giant apron.
repels stuff. So that's pretty clean. But yeah, she does get her face and stuff cleaned off.
There we go. Yeah, yeah, and then otherwise.
And after a minute, Umbren shrinks. Bloop bloop bloop.
I feel there's an expression that you are 10 feet tall, and I truly felt that. Thank you, Rexel.
Hope it didn't mess with any of your circuits. I just thought it might get it off you faster.
No circuits to be had. Thank you, though. Magic all the way down.
Wonderful.
And boy, howdy, did I get the crap beat out of me.
Mostly dealt to yourself.
Half of it.
Huh. Well, it looks like we got two options. Which way we want to go?
So you spend some time cleaning yourselves up and maybe replenishing some of your fresh water. You're able to get yourself a little less stinky, rub off some of the grime, clean up some of the things. Frex will spend some time fixing the little malfunction with the natural one to make sure that hopefully doesn't happen again.
Would we consider this a short rest?
And you can consider this a short rest.
Heck yeah.
The way Umbren spends his hit dice is he has to cast mending on himself to like bring his body back up to what it was.
So as you do that, you mend the parts that were dissolved away or necrotized away, and you slowly are able to replenish your form to the perfect pristine quality that you expect from yourself.
Used 2 of my sorcerer hit dice and I'm back up to full.
So as it turns out, I didn't actually take any damage in that fight. That was fun.
Yeah, I didn't.
You would have if I had remembered that they dealt damage at the start of your turn as opposed to on their turn. But semantics.
Sad for you.
Almost back up to full.
Well, with that short rest and with this battle completed, we will actually take a 10-minute break because we are at 9:30, which is the halfway mark. So everyone who is watching, thanks for tuning in, and we will come back in 10 minutes. However, for those of you watching, we actually have a special video that will premiere during this break. So stick around, watch the video, and get to know the members of the Team Reaper a little bit more. And we're really hoping the audio works on this. Thank you, everyone.
Tell us if it doesn't.
And Biff, Cliff, and Brick, thank you.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in. Curious about the origins of the members of Team Reaper? Well, we have an exclusive just for you. Now introducing Team Reaper.
Once upon a time, there was a gnome, and his name was Vrexel von Chomsky-Sagenstein McPuffet. But you won't find my story in the library quite yet, because it's still being written. Act 1. Growing up in the temple to Denir, god of scribes and writers, I learned all about history, science, culture, and philosophy, while I copied books over from fading to fresh pages. Then in Act 2, I, caught the gnomophage. Not optimal, but I got back on my feet, and even though my legs aren't as strong as they once were, my mind is still as sharp as my quill, and I built this nifty set of armor to boot. So what's Act 3? For starters, enter the dungeon sphere with my friends and keep them safe. And when I get to the end, I'll wish for all of the gnomish books, scrolls, and stories lost to history because of the gnomophage. So you'd best study up, because you'll be reading my name for a long time to come.
Howdy, my name is Brana Ironbeard. I use the power and insight of my ancestors to protect the ones I love, and make a mean ale. I, along with my 7 siblings, help my parents run Ironbeard's Metalworks, crafting only the finest of dwarven goods, including the shield and warhammer that I carry to this day. Throughout my life, my ancestors have led me and shown me the way of the Ironbeard clan, but their guidance did not help when my twin brother fell ill, and I could not save him as I had throughout our lives. After crafting many of the weapons my teammates currently use, I just had to ensure their proper usage, and so found myself in the sphere. If I win the dungeon sphere, my greatest wish is to bring Andrew back. For Clan Ironbeard!
Greetings to everyone watching from home. My name is Umbrin Orion, an envoy of the House Silronia. Along with my friends, I will be joining the Dungeon Sphere on Team Reaper. At this point, I'm sure everyone has heard the buzz of the first ever Warforged built right here on the material plane. That's right, I was constructed right here in Shield City. My initial designs were optimized for moving unnoticed through the dark, but after the Shadowfell shard that powers my body unexpectedly began to manifest actual magic, I started pursuing the arcane instead. I've entered this year's Dungeon Sphere to show all of you the genius of Lord Silronia and his amazing discovery of the first ever sentient magical automated citizen. Between you and me, I have selfishly entered pursuing the wish at the end of the dungeon. The soul that pilots this body hopes to recover the identity of someone once dear to them. But regardless, I'm looking forward to everyone's support of Team Reaper during the trials ahead. See you on the sphere!
Welcome, weary traveler. Come take a seat by the fire. My name is Kanari Len Harith. I am a guardian for the wanderers of Shield City, those without homes or those that stray far from them. And Celestian tells me to look after them, guarding and guiding them under the watch of the stars. If living in a temple has taught me anything, it's that everyone is looking for something. Some look for healing, and others search for treasure, but almost everyone needs a friend. A simple conversation can change the course of your life. I'm a firm believer that anything can be solved by sitting by a crackling fire, watching the sun set and the stars come out. I'm hoping that by entering the Dungeon Sphere, I'm able to solve a few more problems. I want to use my wish to establish a permanent refuge for all of the people of the Magisterium in Celestian's name. Everyone deserves a chance in life. Now, you hungry? I've got a pot of stew in a bowl with your name on it.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Matilda Everhart, but you can call me Moxie. In fact, I insist. If you spent any time down in the pits and shady corners of Shield City, you've probably heard my name. When I'm not kicking ass and taking names in the ring, I can be found doing odd jobs for the Order of the Owls. I joined the Nest when I was 10 and grew up in the Northern Temple in the Magisterium, where I learned my special brand of fast feet and healing hands. I struck out on my own and been growing my name and friends in the big city ever since. I've entered the Dungeon Sphere to prove once and for all that I am the best. After all, what better way to prove it than by winning the ultimate deathmatch? Once we win, I guess I'll be wishing for some lost memories, but those are nothing compared to the bragging rights. To any competition out there, I say bring it on. And of course, I would never let my best friend Kanari go into the Dungeon Sphere without me. Who else would protect her?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dungeon Sphere. Our party survived Slithering Tracker ambush. That's so cool. That's great.
We didn't die.
And Braino was finally able to wash off the cockatrice dung. So milestones.
She's all clean.
Thank goodness. It was smelly.
Those were called what, Dev?
Cockatrices. Oh, those were Slithering Trackers.
Okay.
Crackers.
Actually posted their picture and what they look like in the in our Discord.
You sure did, but there was no words to go with it. It was just a picture
Yep,
for
it was
the
just a picture.
imagination.
Yep, that's what it looked like. That's what you were fighting. I hope that my
Okay,
sounds were appropriate.
That's real gross.
Those
It
aren't
is.
cute anime goo girls. They're
Those
just
are not cute. This is not my life reincarnated as a slime. This is not that. This is terrifying goo monsters.
I demand more cute girls in Dungeons and Dragons monsters.
Okay.
Your response.
Okay.
That's what Ooblixes are for.
I have
You can make them be
cute
anything you
monster
want.
girls planned.
Disappointed.
No cute monster girls planned. So you take a short rest and you remain in this room. It's really refreshing to be able to clear a room of all the threats and be able to just like stay someplace for a little bit. You're starting to fall into that rhythm, understanding that like you'll probably need to go find these large caverns or these large spaces where you can set up camp for a little bit after clearing out the threats, because you never know what might happen or what might show up. And you decide to go once again into the dungeon and try and just find what you can find. So would you like to take the top path or the bottom path, aka left or right?
I have no preference. Anyone got a thought on this?
Can I kind of check them out and see if they can tell me anything? I know, like a survival check or something to see if they.
Yep. If you
off
do a
any-
survival check, see if you can pick up any information that you might.
19.
All right. So you go to each of them, you do that little like thumb licking thing where you test to see if there's any breezes, you do a sniff test, you take some of the dirt to see if there's anything that like you can recognize, and from what you can tell, there is a breeze coming from the bottom one. It's a little bit of a warmer breeze. The top there's no breeze, and it just seems to continue on in the dungeon tunnel fashion.
Okay, yeah, so Moxie will, lay that out. It's warmer, there's kind of a breeze coming down from the bottom. The top one feels like more dungeon, so. And no breeze, so I don't know if that's an indication of like a weird dead end or like, if we're gonna be going into something really hot down the south way. What do you guys?
I vote south.
That works for me.
south we go then.
All
Bring it
right.
on.
So Moxie leads the way, and you begin continuing down this path. And at first, it's a little wide, but then it gets narrower and narrower, and you start having to go single file. Moxie, since the rest of you are like short, begin to have to you begin to have to duck a little bit, and eventually you're like a little cramped, regretting coming down this way before it opens back up. As you move through a very narrow passage, the landscape of this area begins to change a little bit, and you actually see not trees, but you see tree-like roots growing from the very top of this cavern. It's a short cavern, all the way to the bottom, and you see different mushrooms, different grasses, and different things just collecting along the bottoms of these tree-like roots. You inspect them. The bark is pretty thick. They're in a varied pattern, but they're enough to where, like, if you were to look through it, it looks like a forest in a sense, without the underbrush, the leaves, or anything.
Is
But
it just
Go
like
ahead.
tall trees popping up, but we can't see like the tops of them, or
Yeah, essentially like that. Like
Okay.
picture a tree growing into the ceiling, into the roof of this cavern. So you can't see the tree, there's no branches, but it looks like a tree going into the bottom. With mushrooms, maybe different grasses. You see the glowworms again, and different beetles and such scurrying about.
I would like to collect some mushrooms.
Yeah,
Feed my glowworm.
yeah, there you go. So your fungi eating glowworms get to eat some of these mushrooms. That you find some that you ask Moxie and Vrexel about. Know that they're probably close to releasing the spores, since you know that the glowworms eat the spores and not the actual mushrooms. And you're able to feed your glowworms some more. Oh, by the way, the sun gem is no longer glowing. It took about 5 hours.
Oh, wonderful.
You want me to hit it again?
I have no use for light. You can if you want to, but it does nothing for me.
How are we on light? Who needs light in our group?
Nobody.
Nobody.
You're thinking that this source of light might be best to use as like a distraction, or a way to get attention or something,
All right.
as opposed to, because all of you are dark vision people.
Nice.
Yep. None of you decided to play this dungeon on hard mode.
For these characters.
For these characters.
Are there any like edible mushrooms for all of us? Because I think Kanari would start trying to look for some of those to at least buff up the rations they have.
Give me a nature check.
Oh boy.
I'm really excited for you to roll bad.
Oh god, where's that one?
Can Vrexel, with his proficiency in nature, take a shot at that too?
Yes, you can.
Oh, this is gonna be funny. I was right. That's a 2. No, a 3.
So
Not
Kanari begins picking some mushrooms and says, "You know, these look great." And then Vrexel
With a natural 20.
goes up to Kanari and has his little his armor reach a claw to grab the mushroom and said, "You might want to wash your hands."
Wait, what?
Vrexel,
Okay.
you know that if someone were to eat these, they would have very difficult time. They would just have a very difficult time. I'm not gonna get into the details because they're related to bowels.
They have too much Taco Bell.
Yeah.
They're talking about mushrooms, so don't do it.
You know, the Oregon Trail. You have died of dysentery.
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 You have died at the turn of the century.
So Vrexel saved your life. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Vrexel.
But then Vrexel, you were able to find a collection of, those like shelf mushrooms that kind of grow on trees and become shelf-like.
Mm-hmm.
You find a collection of those where they're tough and hard to eat, just like, but if you were to cook them in some stew, they actually would make some pretty good sustenance.
Okay. Vrexel kind of, I just think we're gonna have a little more success with these ones over here. I mean, do what you want, I guess, but it just depends on how, adventurous you want to get.
Thank you. I'll just pick these.
The mushrooms that Kanari tried to pick, by the way, look like the Mario mushrooms, except instead of like the red heads, they were like purplish green.
Okay, go for boring looking mushrooms next time. It's like Kanari's just like writing this down in a little book.
Mushrooms.
Moxie was like, I'll try them for you.
I got
you,
this.
babe.
All right. So this kind of like foresty area seems to continue on for quite a while.
How wide is this passageway that we're in?
It's grown a bit. At first it was a little narrow, but the more you continue, the more it seems to grow wide, except the ceiling altitude doesn't change. So the ceiling altitude is always around 20 feet. But it seems to grow out to a point where when you look around, you'd kind of see like this barren forest looking thing around you.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to do?
Continue.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really around to see, right? Like, we can't see walls or anything. It's just, like endless forest.
Yeah, a little bit. So it took about 6 hours to get to this point. You travel another couple hours through here, just walking through this root forest of roots. That's a cool name.
I think at some point Brayna might just like hit one of the roots with her hammer, just like walking like she's walking down a path and just like doop, 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 walking.
Yeah. So you smack it a little bit. The roots actually, once you hit it, acts a little rubbery. It goes boom, 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 all the way up into it.
Does it make a fun sound?
It goes like boom, 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 and it creates like a frequency with like.
Brayna would 100% try to be like boom, 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 with the different roots. Trying to make different noises.
Performance check.
Oh, she's really good at that, guys. That is a +1 on that check.
Better than +0.
But that is 19 on the die for a dirty 20.
You're able to create this rhythmic pattern that is similar to a song that your parents would sing to you as kids. It's very reminiscent of like a bum 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 bum.
Yep.
And you're starting to pick up like the narrower the tree, the higher the frequency, the thicker the tree roots, the lower the frequency. So you're able to like create like a little pattern as you're going through with your hammer.
Cool. I do that thing.
And everyone finds it adorable.
Yeah, like slowly just start like kind of walking to the beat.
Yeah. A goddamn delight, people.
She's just saying that as she's just like, Kanari hands her warhammer, so Brandon now has two warhammers and it's like.
You stop for probably another short rest to have dinner. You started getting pretty hungry. You have to mark off another thing of rations because someone didn't create food and water.
I thought it was okay. So the rations are like a day's worth of rations, aren't they? Unless I'm reading it wrong. So are you just having us like mark off double the ration?
They are technically a day's worth of rations, but I'm counting
What?
it as you have to have
Okay.
2 rations a day in here.
Okay.
How rations work this.
Also, that's a 3rd level spell. That's like,
Is it?
That's-
Whoa.
yes.
That's one of those spells where, like, if you were to go to a village and you're like they're like starving or
Do
something.
you have 3rd level spells?
Yeah, we're 5th level.
You're 4th level sorcerer. Remember.
No, I don't think we get.
The spell level corresponds to the odd class level because it starts at 1st level. 1st level gets you the 1st level spells, but then once you get to 2nd level, then it's also 2nd level spells. I can't remember actually.
I don't think so.
I haven't been able to play a spellcaster in so long. I've just been playing 13, the fighter. Fighters are boring. They're not boring. I love my Aconite
God,
fighter.
you're
but
right.
It's
I was
wild.
like, nothing happens at 5th level. Why would I be a 5th level anything? You're right, though.
Nothing happens at 5th level
anything.
except extra attack for 3 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nothing happens if you're a stealth or a sorcerer at 5th level. It's just that little, like, nothing bar. It's like, loser. Anything.
Excuse me, the extra attack for the martial classes and whatnot actually corresponds to when your cantrips get bumped up. That's what gets bumped up for the spellcasters.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Everyone except Umbrin, as you continue along after your quick stop, you begin getting drowsy. Not
Losers need to sleep.
Not the normal kind of, oh, we need to take a long rest kind of drowsy. And before you know it, this drowsiness overtakes you.
Is this
Your
a poison
eyes
effect?
won't stay open. No, your eyes can't stay open. And this purple dark fog begins to roll across this area.
Sorry,
And then all 4 of you, before you're even able to like ask each other what's going on and respond, fall to the ground, unconscious and asleep. The only one remaining standing is Umbrin.
Just like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
I would like to take off my watch and check what time it is.
According to your watch, it is around 7:23 p.m. AKA 1923 military pocket watch time.
Well, it seems a little early to rest.
Biological people should not have to sleep at this time. Organics. You call them organics.
I'm going to walk over to Canary and check to see if she's dropped dead, which might have happened.
You do a quick shake, a quick pulse check. Everyone is alive. Everyone's breathing normally, but they're all asleep. Moxie's snoring a little bit.
Brain is snoring a lot a bit.
Brain is snoring a lot a bit, and they're just all slumped, and you can't wake them up no matter what you're doing. This fog seems to be rolling out, and this area around you is a little bit more marshy. You actually hear some crickets, some frogs, and they all are asleep before you. Now give me a perception check.
Well, this is very not safe. I know that humanoids should be protected when they sleep.
What'd you roll?
Oh no.
As you're looking,
This seems the appropriate time to do this. I will sit down and keep watch while they sleep. This seems like a perfectly normal.
You're just like, this is fine.
Plus modifier, that's a 3.
Oh, a 3.
Okay.
As you were you saying TPK?
Yes.
Answer this question on day 1. What happens if all your party just falls asleep around you? And the answer was he would sit down and wait for everyone to wake up.
It was the poppy field.
Oh yeah.
No.
Anyway, what's your passive perception?
Oh, that's better. The 12, I think.
All right.
Yeah, that's a 12.
In the darkness, you see two glowing red eyes just beyond your vision, your dark vision. The fog helping to obscure this figure. And it seems to move between the roots. You see these eyes almost trace a line as it moves through the fog between roots and roots, getting closer and closer to you.
I don't know what to do. Can I attempt to use an action to shake Canary awake?
You use your action to shake Canary awake, and Canary's head just goes back and forth.
Oh no! Oh no!
I will point out into the darkness where I think the eyes are, and I'm gonna cast message. I'm gonna say, please stand down. I don't want to hurt you, and then I will repeat it in deep speech, which is the only other language I know.
You hear a response to your message.
Creature not of bone and flesh, unable to sleep like the rest. What are you?
And we're going to pause that as we go to Canary. The only one among the four sleeping who cannot dream. Instead, you find yourself in a dark expanse. In this otherworldly place. You can tell that you aren't in the real world, just because of your Kalishtar abilities. You understand that, like, this is not, I'm not awake. I'm not dreaming, but I'm not awake. So what is this? And you begin hearing a voice in your minds. The voice sounds so familiar. A voice that you've heard before, but don't know how, don't know where. And it speaks to you.
Canary. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Who are you?
It is I. We are we. Us. Somehow we can talk, speak, communicate at this time. But it won't last for long.
Are you in danger? What's happening?
We are in danger. It is I, the one you are bound to, through your blood, through your heritage.
Oh God, my parents always told me this day would come.
Your parents were wise.
Yes and no. But I'm willing to... How can I help?
It is not you who needs to help, but it is you who needs to be helped.
What is that? What is...
They are after us. Follow the path of light. It is me, your Kuorai, connected to you since your birth.
Is there any way for me to move closer to the voice?
Yes. But do you understand that it's not about moving closer, like physically or anything? It's about opening yourself up more, opening your mind.
Okay, instead of running, I think Kanari takes a moment and sits down and just starts meditating. Kind of how Moxie has done previously. Kanari's used to sitting in prayer, but I think she's trying something different this time around because it's not a connection to her god.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Please let this be like the one good roll of the night. 17.
As you meditate and you focus, you begin to hear the voice a little bit more clearly. And when you open your eyes, you see yourself, but a glowing white version that also has some other features. You see that the tail of you, where your coattails would normally be, goes and trails off into a slender tail. You see that your arms also have multiple different arms attached to your side, and this being that's before you looks familiar, and you feel safe next to it. This is your Kuarai spirit, and you instantly recognize it as you've opened up. Kanari.
Hi.
Hello. It is I.
I can see you look good.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
Oh, but thank you.
You look like me. That's a great look on you.
That's like cute.
That is a great color on you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's just the robes.
Then her eyes begin to glow this almost malevolent-looking orange. Listen. You must listen. Your place, your time in here. The forces of the darkness. You are more vulnerable here.
In the sphere?
In the sphere. I don't know how, but they are after you. The Dark Ones. The other Kuarai who drove us out before we bonded with your kind. They know you are here. And they believe they can enter this world through you.
Cool.
The evil spirits are coming for you.
Oh,
but you must focus on the path of light. Focus on the goodness of your heart. Because you must be corrupted before they can use you as a portal to this realm.
Okay. Be good. Don't eat weird-looking mushrooms. Don't let your soul be corrupted. Otherwise, the fate of the world everything will be. The Dark Ones?
Yes, I was very disappointed about you with the mushrooms.
Okay, well, it happens. Are you serious? Like, listen, I never got outside of the temple. All I had were mushrooms. Sorry, beside the point. Serious talk.
To be fair, it was very close to another type of mushroom that was edible in terms of appearance, but the shade was off.
I wrote it down in my notebook. I will do better next time. God, you are... I kind of understand why my parents are the way they are now. You bonded to them too, didn't you?
There are many spirits that bond individually to the Kalashtar, but we also share a connection amongst each other. So as we are one, we are also individual. Us, those that follow the path of light, hold great compassion, and you have the strongest compassion of your people for quite some time. Your parents have not been able to speak to their spirits, to us, to we.
But in this time, I'm able to do this with you. Not just because of your strength, but also this weird mist that puts you in a dreamlike state that's made it easier for me to speak to you. But it won't last long.
Okay.
And I wanted to share this with you. Do not let the darkness corrupt you. Do not let the temptation draw you into that corruption. And remember to let the dead stay dead.
And as she says that, it begins disappearing.
Yep. Wait.
As I'm sorry, it's my time to go.
Doesn't help me. Great.
And we're gonna go back to Umbren. Umbren, you see in the darkness this figure crouching behind a thick tree, and it had just asked you, "What are you? What
I
are
heard,
you?"
I heard none of what it said. You were whispering so quiet.
Oh, okay, I'll whisper
rest,
louder.
And I got rest.
Creature not of bone and flesh, unable to sleep like the rest. What are you?
Well, that's rude. You should tell me what you are first. Fair is fair.
I am the one known as Gorgatula. I
There
am
you
of
are. What's
dusk.
that, though?
I am of dusk, and I am of Fae. They call me in some texts a dusk hag.
I had guessed tag.
Yes. But now I answered your question that be, and now you must answer me.
Well, I'm a warforged, the first ever built right here in Shield City. If you could release my friends, that would be wonderful. We will be on our way. You can leave with your life, we'll leave with our life, and everything will be just wonderful.
She seems to scurry a little bit to another root tree to get closer to you, and her dark eyes peer out, and you finally see the figure of this. She looks like an old lady hunched over, but her hair stretches back like a lion's mane, and she has ram horns curling around, and her skin is a rusty red, and she holds up one finger and she says, "Shh. You who is made in Shield City, made of wood and woven shadow, sleep with one who carved your form and gave you your soul."
One more time for me.
Oh, sorry. Made of wood and woven shadow, sleepless one, who carved your form and gave you your soul.
Now that seems a little very rude to ask. I don't ask where your lineage derives from. Again, if you could release my friends, we'll be on our way. You get to live.
She chuckles a little bit.
It would be unfortunate for us to kill you here. But these things happen. We have murdered our way through everything that has opposed us. And you seem very nice. And I would hate to murder you in cold blood.
Are no match for me. But
You'd think that until you're dead. Best not to chance it.
Your friends shall be returned promptly.
Yes,
But
and then we leave and everything works out just
She
fine.
scurries a little bit closer to another root tree.
But it is rude to not have a conversation with the one you have just met.
It's we are so terribly behind schedule.
Tell me.
Perhaps after this, we could all come
Shadow
back and
Dog.
reconvene.
Have you ever had a conversation with a crow?
Doll. Don't come out here calling you wicked old woman, do I? No. With a crow, I don't believe I have.
Have you ever wondered what chocolate tastes like?
No.
I have.
Oh, do we have chocolate? We might have some to trade if you would like.
Never
I would have to rummage through my friend's belongings, which I would dislike to do, but...
She gets a little closer and you see her entire form, and she seems to be a little bit clearer in this fog. She points her long finger with a long claw. She points at Canary. The dreamless. Points at Vrexel. The tinkerer. Points at Brena. The protector. And points at Moxie. The forgetful.
What a mood, aren't we all?
4 sleeping beauties and 4 could be mine forever. Give you a choice, a wicked choice, however. Of the 4 that lie at your feet, which one do you need the least? Give me one and keep the rest. A decision you must make, a decision and a test.
I have 4 people very close to me that it would burden me to lose, but I will give them to you. And Umbrin reaches into his bag and pulls out his glowworms to hand them over to her.
Oh.
Their names are Tickertack, Wicker Basket, Charles, and the No-Eyed One.
Oh, good names.
The no-eyed one.
It's a funny joke. None of them have eyes. He thought it was so clever.
She actually scurries real close to you, and like you see her form. She's medium-sized, but she kind of emanates power. Roll me a persuasion check.
And persuasion. 24.
Ugh.
So 17 on the dice plus 7.
This will do.
I can't believe we just got out of that.
The decision was a test, nothing more. I shall return to you, the sleeping 4.
And she starts stepping back into the mist and disappears. Her eyes begin to fade away. The fog and the mist retreats. And then the 4 that were sleeping return to consciousness.
I will miss them so much.
You hear
I gave them
as
names.
you all awaken, you hear a laughter. What did you say? Wicker or something?
Wicker Whack. No, wait.
Whack
Ticker
you
Tack,
am.
Wicker Basket, Charles, and the No-Eyed One.
Wicker what?
Ticker Tack.
No-eyed one, you are my favorites.
It's a joke. None of them have eyes.
And then her laughter fades away, and yes, your 4 friends return to you, awake.
What?
If I could cry, I would be.
You just see a very distraught Umbrin before you as you all wake up.
Oh, what happened?
Did anyone else see a mirror image of themselves with the tail?
I'm sorry, what?
Moxie dreamed about food. Brena dreamed about riding a horse through a meadow. But the horse's name was Berkeley. And then Vrexel dreamed about swimming through a lake of oil and thinking about how many things he could make with all of this oil.
Make a lot of dinosaurs.
No, I was just at a feast like that. Like you remember the kitchens and how that lady would just make anything? It was just me eating. It was great. It tasted so good. I hate rations.
I was riding a horse. Told me his name was Berkeley. It was the weirdest thing.
A horse told you its name was Berkeley?
Horse,
yeah,
of course.
I assume it was a dream because horses don't normally talk. But yeah, he told me his name was Berkeley.
You haven't met enough horses.
At least he was polite enough to tell you his name, right? Like, that's nice.
He seemed like a good boy, yeah. It's like we ride through field. It was weird. Why were we dreaming? Why were we asleep though? That was odd.
I don't.
I have met a night hag.
Dusk hag.
And I have traded everyone's safety for my glowworms. And it would best that we get moving. There's still another 2 hours before we should take a long rest.
As the fog clears, you see a door.
Is it a fun door? Is it a trauma door?
It's a trauma door.
Is there more trauma? Yeah, is there more trauma you've got planned for?
Trauma door with the same runic arch, the same hand plate, the same wooden fixture with the various runes and carvings across it.
Raina 100% is like pass.
Moxie, roll me an insight check.
One moment.
You have advantage.
23.
Your best friend is pretty disturbed about something. And you notice.
Canary, what's the matter? Did you not have an enjoyable dream?
I don't dream.
Oh.
And this is really weird. I might need a while to put it into words. Maybe something for watch tonight.
Okay.
But
and she like puts a hand on her shoulder, but it's kind of hard. It's a little too hard because she doesn't comfort with touching very well. And it's like she kind of like dips her a bit and is like, sorry. I'm here if you need anything.
You start touching her face.
Can I just grab Moxie's hand?
Well, except when I heal people with my touches. I mean, that's kind of comforting.
Yeah, but it's still a punching heal, so
I don't really think I can heal your emotions.
Yeah, this isn't working. I wasn't trained. Actually, I just didn't pay attention to that part.
Inara is that meme of I don't sleep, I only dream, but backwards.
So, the door stands before you. Who wants to press their hand against it? If you want to. It's a choice. And the choice is yours.
We got something kind of good last time, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be something better in this one.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe someone could kill my brother again. That'd be fun.
Well...
Brayna looks at Canary.
It wasn't really your brother.
It was your brother made out of deadly poison.
Yeah. I say we go in.
We can unpack those emotions later. I think we need to have a feeling circle. Okay, we're all having a feeling circle in the tiny hut tonight.
That's something that you learned in the temple.
Umbrin will walk up to the door and give one look back to his friends, then put his hand on it.
As you place your hand on it, the runes begin to circle your hand. And then, and the door swings open. And that shimmering magic field that you must cross in order to enter the room and begin the challenge is there before you.
I will walk forward.
Umbrin slips through. Boop. Actually, that's a terrible sound.
Oh, that's the sound of it.
No.
Nope. All of those are bad.
Makes that ringtone sound.
It's just a shimmer. It's very muted. I like that one.
Pretzel walks in next.
Moxie will go in after and kind of like look back and be like, is there any rule that we know that says we all have to go in? Oh, okay, yeah. So Moxie will like look back and be like, if you guys don't want to, you could stay out here and then go in.
I'm not leaving out in there by yourselves. I'm coming in, but I'm not going past the doorway.
Bruna walks in like this and she's like, okay, start the puzzle.
I'm not used to doing puzzles anyways, it doesn't matter.
Everyone enters the room. Kanara, you were left in this area by yourself.
Is this what you meant? Oh, right, she can't hear me. Great. And Kanari will just stomp into the room.
And Umbrin, roll me a d20.
Oh, cool.
Not
11.
Just not a 19.
We rolled last time.
Mhm.
As you enter this room, you notice that the walls have different hieroglyphic-like images and scrawlings over the dark stone walls. There's little to no lights in this place, but torches on sconces await flame. The hallway you are currently in extends forward into the darkness. And upon closer inspection, the glyphs on the walls have images of several different figures, seemingly working on persons on tables akin to ancient surgery or embalmment. Once you make your way deeper into this hall, it opens up into a large tomb room with a singular tomb on a large raised dais before you. And there stands a stock-still suit of armor that appears to be guarding the threshold of this dais.
How far is it from door to dais?
From door to dais is about 30 feet.
Does Vrexel recognize, you said the room's covered with these depictions, do they ring any bells as far as like what they, a culture or a something that they remind Vrexel of in any way?
You can give me a history check for this one, actually.
All right. It's pretty good at those.
I'm not proficient
And
in history.
that's when he rolls a 2 for a total of 10.
No.
So
For
10.
a total of 10.
Would Kanari recognize it since she's a healer and if it's depicting surgery?
You can also give me a history check.
Oh.
I can assist, or Brayna can assist with the history check, by the way. She is proficient in history.
All right. You can either do it yourself, Brayna, or you can provide advantage.
Provide advantage. I've only got a +4. She's not that smart.
Actually, there is the breakdown between whether you should do advantage or whether you should do it yourself is actually +5. If you have +5 or higher on something, that's better than having advantage. But if you have advantage, that's better than, that's better than anything below +5. So that's usually how it works out.
Good to know.
So
Interesting
in any
tidbit,
case,
by the way.
I'm giving advantage to whomever wants it. I'll be like, interesting.
I will take it. The highest one was a 21.
Was a 21?
Mhm.
All right. You recognize these as not just embalming practices, but ways to preserve the body for centuries to come of any sort of person or thing that has passed. Different ancient practices vary, but this one seems to be very reminiscent of something that you learned about in school that allows for the body to not only be preserved, but wrapped up in some bandages and basically be turned into a mummy with different sorts of items and things placed in the tomb with that mummy. You're starting to piece together that maybe the challenge of this room is to open the tomb and figure out what's inside. And producer Ryan, you can go ahead and switch us to the battle map again.
Second map?
Second makeshift map.
Brayna's way down the bottom. This way. Oh. There we go.
Well, if the armor doesn't attack, it might need something out of the tomb, like a weapon. If we return it to the armor, it might open the door. Is my guess.
We should also be cautious of giving the giant suit of armor a weapon. But you're right. Does anybody want to go up and poke at it?
At the armor?
Or the tomb?
I'll go poke at the tomb.
Then before you go, and Rex will pull out his quill and start drawing some sigils in the air that form like a protective lattice work in front of Moxie as I cast Sanctuary.
Ooh.
So just, I know you like to hit things, but until you hit something, it's going to have a harder time hitting you. So if it's a thing, hopefully it doesn't just explode, but you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. You think I need to sneak around this armor, or?
Either way, here, and Kanari will give Moxie guidance. I think we should probably split up just to not have all of us in one area if the suit of armor does animate.
That's probably a good idea. Moxie's gonna try to kind of go around a bit quiet and stealthy, like, just to, that kind of helps. She's gonna sneak, but it's like in Emperor's New Groove when Kronk is sneaking, so you know.
Wrong theme song.
Yeah. She like gets up to so she's gonna kind of skirt around the to the left, give it like a wide arc, and then kind of hop up onto the dais. About like here-ish.
So do you step on the dais?
Yeah.
So the dais is a little bit of a raised platform, and then it has like multiple different steps that lead up to the final top. So it's kind of, you got to climb over step after step. But as soon as your foot lands on this dais, the Tomb Guardian turns to you, takes a large javelin that was affixed to its side, and then throws it at you.
Okay.
With the wisdom save, right?
Doesn't have to make
With a wisdom save. It goes to throw at you, and it fails. So instead, it spins.
Oh crap!
Oh no! Oh no!
And throws it at.
Serena is going to be like holding her shield and hammer kind of at the ready.
Yep.
So hopefully looking threatening.
So looks at Moxie, and so as it turns to the left, so as it turns counterclockwise, the first one it sees is Kanari.
Kanari, no!
This javelin gets thrown through the air.
Moxie could have caught it and threw it back.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like the javelin the size of a tree trunk, just like.
She's like, no, it's mine.
Oh wait, no, it's fine.
This javelin impales Kanari.
No.
Goes through her side, not hitting any vital organs.
Oh, thank God. At least there's that.
You will take 7 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
And everyone roll initiative.
Ouch.
Did you do advantage again, or?
Yeah.
Technically, how long does that last?
I can just do it as an action.
Jesus Christ.
Fair.
Yeah, so you give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, advantage on the next initiative roll. Benefit ends immediately after the roll, or if you use the feature again.
All right.
You can use it up to like a couple times, right, with your wisdom or whatever?
No, it just says I can just... It's a at-will sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot of the clerics get a sort of blessing or something that they can just do.
Yeah.
Like the Cherku cleric, it's one that gives people advantage on stealth. I love it. Alrightio! Who
got above a 20.
I rolled a natural 20, so that'd be 24.
All right.
Rexel got a 21.
All right. So then, what about 19 through 15? Oop. What about 14 through 10?
10.
12.
All right. So that will be brain. What about below 10?
I got a 4.
All right.
You did get just.
You did just
stabbed
get
in the
impaled.
side. In the
So-
side.
Alrighty-o. So that means that Moxie is up. Your best friend just got impaled.
Yeah, she's not happy about it.
I've been impaled.
Okay, well, let's see. Could get there, I think. Oh, geez. Yeah. Okay, so Moxie will, like, kind of hop down, or, like, run across the dais and then hop down to, like, here.
All right.
And we're gonna go ahead and, she's just gonna punch it.
All right. So the sanctuary drops. It was a good thought.
It worked for that, but, you know, now it's time for punching. No, it's fine. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna hit with the quarterstaff.
All right.
So let's see. That would be a 23.
23, and this is key empowered, right? So it counts as magical.
It is not. That's
I think that doesn't happen until 6th level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No worries. That hits.
Okay. So that is 6 damage, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend a key point to try to stun it.
All right. That is a
DC 14 for con.
Ooh, it rolled a 5 on the die, so that is
Ah.
not gonna do well.
Cool. So
Oops.
it's stunned. Until
Bada
the
bing,
end
bada
of
boom.
my next turn.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And then I'll go ahead and attack it again.
You have an advantage now that it's stunned.
Sweet. So that would be a 24.
Yep, hits. Waiting for that next natural
I know.
20 from you.
So that would be, oh jeez, 10 damage.
All right.
And then I'll go ahead and spend another key point and just Fury of Blows it really quick.
My name. I was like, what the? Fury of Blows?
That would be a 17.
17 will hit.
Okay. And that's 8 damage. And then can I move before doing the last punch?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So then I'm gonna just make sure I did this correctly.
Yep, you can break up your movement and your attacks in any pattern.
Okay, I just want to make sure I can move between the Fury of Blows punches.
Yep, definitely.
So that might get it. Oh no, it's stunned, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna come over and punch Kanari with my healing punches.
All right.
It's gonna be 6 points of health.
All right. The javelin is still inside of Kanari. Would you like to pull it out first?
Yes.
Okay. You pull it out, and you quickly do a one-handed pull out, and then the other hand is your healing hand, which actually glows and burns and kind of cauterizes the wound as it heals, which hurts, but doesn't deal damage. Kanari just
Kinda
regains that
hurt.
much hit points.
Ow.
It does damage. It
sorry,
does radiant damage.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Ow. This is like setting your rib.
Oh, okay. Well, we're even now.
Wait, don't I have to punch you for it to be even?
No.
Wait, come back.
No.
You take my 1
She,
point of
runs away
damage.
again.
And now it is Frexel's turn.
So we have advantage against till the end of Moxie's next turn, right? Or start of?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, I will forgo my original plan, and Vrexel is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. Just moving towards the dais, but kind of around, and then is going to make 2 lightning launcher attacks. With advantage. The first one is a 24 to hit.
It hits.
So that's going to be the 2d6. Nice. For a total of 14 points of damage.
Roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Uh-oh. 15.
You notice that the lightning becomes absorbed by this guardian, and it actually spreads throughout it, and the parts that were kind of battered and chipped by Moxie begin healing.
Oh no.
And restoring.
Oh, I've been really useful.
That was only your first attack.
Well, I'm not gonna do it again.
How much healing was that?
It was one healing.
And then Vrexel will...
No, actually, I do need to know how.
Oh, sorry, how much damage? It was 14.
So it heals 14.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I was just thinking maybe I should use a witch bolt on this.
All of my hard work.
With lightning into it.
Now, do you
Mind.
relay this to the rest of your team?
Oh yeah, I go, that did not work as planned. Sorry. And we'll send Soren out to...
Oh yeah, I gotta bring Soren back.
Pester this thing. Soren does force damage, so sure.
There you go.
Yeah, on its turn, it's gonna die so quickly. It's gonna make a an attempt to, on its turn, hit this guy. That's a total of 14.
That will not hit.
Okay.
It cannot pierce its armor.
Alright. Then that is it for Vrexel.
You're starting to realize that this is a tough fight.
Oh yeah.
All right, after Vrexel, it is Umbrin's turn.
This thing is stunned.
Yes.
It doesn't have a reaction, right?
Correct.
I'm going to run up to it. And with my advantage, I'm going to cast another 2nd level Inflict Wounds. Maybe necrotic damage will work this time.
We'll see.
Man, I hope so.
Does a 19 hit?
It do.
Nice. Alright, now it's going to take 4 D10. Be better. Oh!
Heart of the dice.
At a 10, a 10, a 10, and a 9.
Holy shit.
Yay.
All right.
Oh.
Adds almost max damage for
30.
35 points of
Whoa.
necrotic.
Please do damage.
Please don't be out. Please don't come back in a
As your hand begins swirls around with the dark, shadowy energy, you just press your palm against it, and its armor begins cracking and almost turning to rust in dust and breaking apart, spreading out from where your hand has hit it, revealing emptiness beneath it, as this is like an animated sort of suit of armor, but you can sense that it is basically destroying it from where you touched it, spreading outward. It's still up.
What a mood, my brethren, and I run away. Run back.
Actually, you also saw inside almost like a ghostly ectoplasm that seems to be controlling it.
I called it. There is goo in that armor.
There's always goo. I will always have goo in everything. Keep that in mind. Also, your mom said that was a great roll.
Thanks, Mom.
And now it's Braina's turn.
Braina is going to rage, call out her ancestors. Click on the button.
Yeah, what do you want?
You. And she's running up, and she doesn't need to reckless because stunned.
Mm-hmm.
But she's probably going to reckless anyways.
Yep,
I'm
you
reckless.
raged.
I raged, and now I'm reckless attack. Even though she doesn't need to, she's going to anyways. She's reckless attacking for a natural 20.
Oh my gosh!
If I had rolled a 20, that would have been like 80 damage.
That would have been insanity.
4 plus 4 is 8, plus 5 is 13, plus another 4 is 17 points of damage on the first hit. As she, like, does a...
Is that magical?
No.
Okay.
As she, like, swings up and then comes back around to bash it on... Well, she's only 4.5 feet tall. I'm guessing this thing is taller than that, so probably bash it right in the side of the chest.
It's about 13 feet tall.
Okay, so she'll bash it in the knee. For 16 on the die, so 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. You are terrible, Amethyst Dice. I dislike you. Okay. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus another 2 is 8.
All right.
Picking another d8 for later. And I am reckless if it does want to attack me after Moxie's turn.
All right, so it is now Kanari's turn.
Cool. How is that suit of armor looking? I'm assuming pretty...
It's taken a decent amount of hits. The necrotic blast from Umbrin seems to have done the most damage.
Okay. Yeah. Kanari's gonna cast Dispel Magic on it.
Ooh.
All right. As you cast Dispel Magic on it, nothing happens.
Rude. Kanari's gonna, since it's stunned...
It was a good thought. It was a good thought.
I know. You try. Since it's... How far away is she? She's... That would get her there. She's going to move her full 30 feet and just get up on the dais. Since she's a spellcaster, she figures, okay, if that doesn't have an effect, I'm just going to try and accomplish the goal of the room and head straight to that dais.
All right. That the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right. The suit of armor is stunned. So it is now back to Moxie.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. Is there flanking?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And then I'll go ahead and she's going to just try to punch it.
Well, it's still stunned until the end of your turn, so advantage.
Oh yeah,
regardless.
so it's still advantage, but for afterwards. So that's gonna be a. No, math is hard. 22.
22 hits.
And then with this one, I'll send a key point to do the Hand of Harm on it.
Hand of Harm. Because you saw that necrotic actually works.
Yeah. So that would be 10 damage, just 10 base damage, and then 9 of the necrotic damage.
10 base, 9 necrotic.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do my second attack. Which is a 19 plus 7.
Yep, that hits.
And
I
that
wish I
would
had
be-
y'all's like rolls. I never rolled as well when I play.
I don't ever roll this well in my other games, so
I feel like I balance out the luck of the rest of the party.
that's gonna be 6 damage.
Just the punching?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then I'll go ahead and spend another key point, and Furia blows it.
All right.
So that's gonna be a 19.
19 will hit.
For 9 damage.
Mhm.
And then the other one will be a 16. Yeah.
16 does not actually cause it any damage. The
Okay.
armor, the piece of armor that you hit actually is too solid, and your fist just bounces off of it. Everyone hears a ding.
Moxie is very angry about it and is glaring at it.
All right. After Moxie, it is Vexel.
All right. Vrexel is of the same mind as Kanari and is going to 5, 10, 15, squares are gone, 20, 25, 30, up to this this tomb. And would it be an action to perceive, or just so what does Vrexel see up there?
You see this large sarcophagus that seems to hold a medium-sized creature, probably. It seems to be made out of golden trim, but it's not like the Egyptian sarcophaguses we're used to. It's one of those where it's completely stone with just a large lid that is sealed over top, where the weight of the lid is what really holds it in place. And it seems to have more of the hieroglyphs and various different pictures of like what this person might have been and what they might have done, maybe in some sort of like royal status from some faraway land. And that's pretty much all you can see in the midst of combat.
How tall is it? If Vrexel had the movement to get to the other side, would he have some cover?
Yeah, so this actually stands pretty tall. It's about 5 feet in height from its base upwards. And you know that most sarcophagi have like a big chunk of stone space before the actual like open chamber begins.
Based on the squares, Vrexel can get like, I don't know if it's locking me into a square there, something like that.
Yeah.
So not quite there, but and then Vrexel will try and cast Fairy Fire on this armor, and it's gonna plop it kind of northeast of it on the map so that it doesn't hit any of his friends. So that is a Dex save, DC 16.
All right, because this thing is so dexterous. It's no longer stunned.
Right.
So that means that it doesn't have
Doesn't
disadvantage.
auto fail.
Yeah, it doesn't auto fail.
Yeah, it doesn't auto fail. So this thing actually rolled an 18 and it only has a -1 dexterity, so it succeeds, unfortunately.
All right. Well, Balderdash. Bonus action. Soren will poke at this thing again. 17 hit.
17 is its armor class.
All right. It takes 3 points of force damage. I rolled a 1 on that D4 every time.
All right.
It
just like pecks at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep it up, little guy.
Once your turn is done, then it is Umbrin's turn.
Umbrin is going to hold up his hands, and as he does, those pink, purple threads of energy come out. Almost looks like puppet strings. I'm going to throw it towards it. So you move pretty fast. Let's see how fast you can think. And this thing needs to make me a DC 15 intelligence save.
All right, so its intelligence is a -2. So let's see what happens with its magic resistance. An 8 and a 7.
Nice.
It does not pass. It's going to take 3d6 psychic damage, and this is Tasha's mind width, if anyone had put that together. So it's going to take, not too bad, 12 points of psychic damage, and it can no longer take a reaction until the end of its next turn, and on its next turn, it has to choose whether it gets to move, an action, or a bonus action, but only one of those three.
Is completely wrapped up in these spectral strings, as if it's the puppet has turned against its master. And then once Umbran's turn is done, it's Braina's turn.
Woohoo! Still recklessly. Even though she 100% doesn't need to. Oh, that's some garbage. 16.
16 does not hit.
That was an 8 and a 5 on the dice. And more garbage. Magical D20s, you have failed me.
Oh no.
That was a 6 on the dice, so 14. That
does not hit.
And Braina's like just her hammer's just pinging off the guy.
All right. And once you are done, it is Karnari's turn.
Okay. I am gonna move 20 feet up to the sarcophagus near Vrexel. And I think I'm just gonna, if it's trying to guard it, I'm gonna try and open it.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh boy. Okay.
You got this.
You're so buff, Kanari.
14.
It does not budge.
Shoot.
You actually pull something as you're like pushing.
As Braina's swinging, and her muscles are like bulging.
Yeah.
Got the two best characters for this up there, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
I love how everyone who's all like, I am magic, I will leave this thing that is weak to magic. And everyone's all like, this thing is weak to punching, I will stay and punch it. Like,
yeah. Look, I'm punching it with magic, it's fine.
All right. So, as
a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Hey, okay. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
Normally it's I think did I cast it last episode? I don't remember.
It was like stars or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's a constellation of a to us it would look like the Big Dipper. I'm sure it's some other constellation in this universe, but essentially a frying pan made out of stars. And it's just
frying pan made out of stars.
Yeah.
We'll pretend that this is the spiritual weapon.
Perfect. And it's just gonna bonk on the thing. No, it won't, because that is a 10 to hit. Then that will not hit.
Unfortunately, that does not hit. And then it's its turn. It is going to raise up its large hammer and then swing it down to try and essentially golf swing Moxie.
Let's go.
Give me 1 second. Oh, I have to hit it. Never mind. Everything's fine.
All right. So that was a 25.
Yep.
And you are going to take 5d8 bludgeoning damage.
Or what? Or what?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
No.
Of
It has a singular attack. As a singular attack. Now. But yeah.
Oh no.
So that will be 7, 11, 15, 22, 28.
I can already.
32 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
As it essentially it hits you like with a golf swing, and it actually picks you up into the air a little bit as it hits your chest, knocking the wind out of you. and then its swing completes and you fall back into your space. But
It was really painful, but also a lot of fun. So
Like a little mini roller coaster. Woo.
yeah,
that woke me up.
She's really unsure of if she liked that or not. Because without the pain, it would have been fun.
And thanks to Umbrin, it can't do anything else. Moxie's
Oh.
turn.
Thank God.
What are you at?
What's your hit
One.
points? Oop. Dang it! I should have rolled better.
As he counted up, I was like, okay, well, I'm going down, no big deal. And then he said 32, and I was like, still up me.
No.
Brandon's gonna be like, back to her entrance. Guys, we're supposed to get. Okay, fine.
As you look up, you see Kanari struggling weakly against this completely like heavy stone slab on top of his tomb.
Free action. Umbrin is going to yell out, "No reactions from the thing! No reactions from the thing!"
It's still wrapped up in these spectral strings, kind of like binding it in a sense. These strings actually tighten up after its attack, bringing its arms close in, preventing it from doing anything else.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm gonna hit it.
Punch, punch, run.
Yeah, we're gonna
punch,
punch and run.
Punch, punch, run! That should be on a t-shirt.
Do I get advantage because of where we are? I can't.
Yeah, you're flanking.
Okay.
considering
Then
flanking.
that's a natural 20.
Woo!
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So that's going to be 8 damage doubled would be 16.
Yep.
And then second attack.
You have blown off one of its arms with that strike.
You in your arm. That's a 19 on the dice plus 7. I don't know math that one. And that's going to be, thank you, an 8.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my last key point to Fury of Blows, which is a natural 20.
Oh my god.
For max damage, which is 20.
How would you like to do this?
Oh, I was also going to heal myself, but I'll do that later.
You deserve this, by the way. You deserve this.
Yeah, so Moxie's just like flipped off this arm, and she just like chucks it at its head, and then like kind of jumps up and just punches its head piece off.
Its head piece flies off, and this energy that was kind of like binding everything together, this ectoplasm, just begins unleashing from the top of its, where the head was, this empty neck hole. It goes green burst of energy, flaming a little bit, and then once this extinguishes and it's all gone, the suit of armor just collapses in front of you. Kanari, Vrexel, are you roll me athletics check, both of you.
Could I have my little servant come over and help us?
Orange kind of pushed the lid, and he's like,
I have a way.
I'm gonna say no to that one.
What if his help
because
is just
it's a
injecting some
hummingbird.
steroids?
I was gonna say it's got a little shim of metal that goes under the lid, and then like a car jack. It kind of like.
As much as I want to like say yes, no.
I really want its help action
Jeff,
to be
come
like the
on.
healing, where instead of it being a needle with healing stuff, it's
If
just
you-
giving you a little bit of extra like.
If you want to do it that way, if you want to do it where it like stabs in a like burst of like adrenaline into you
Okay.
to give you advantage, I'll allow that.
He can't be a car jack, but he can be a syringe full of
Yes.
steroids.
It's a hummingbird. We've already established
Yeah.
the syringe properties.
Sometimes he heals, sometimes it's steroids.
Yep. Sorry, Jacob. What were you gonna say?
That's an 18 on the die, so -1 for 17. But
All right, Kanari, what'd you roll?
6.
Oh my god.
Kanari,
Right in.
you push, and then you just like slump against it and then fall and slide to the ground as Vrexel presses a button, and you hear and it goes like pushes right against it, slides it off, and then slumps to the ground. The lid does.
I hate it here. Why did we come here?
Moxie has like fallen face down on the ground and just resting and is like, I don't know.
The trauma
Pretzel,
of
Kanari,
this
and
room.
Brayna, I'm sorry, my dears, but roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, from going up there?
Is it
Oh,
magic?
DC is 15, and it is magic.
Alright, so I have advantage.
I also have advantage.
Ooh.
This seems like it was probably a bad choice on my decision on my part. That's fine.
That's a 17 for me.
You're good.
That's a 15 on the die.
You're good.
Plus 1.
Pretzel.
Total of 20.
Okay, you're good. All of you, as you open up this tomb, there's a mummy inside which has gems encrusted in its eyes, and those gems actually burst forth a blast of light and magic that hits everyone on the dice, and you feel this overwhelming fear come over you, but you're all able to brace against it and fend it off, and you're not affected by the frightened condition that would have overcome you. Inside, you see this bandaged up mummy, and in one of its fists, as its arms are crossed over its chest, is a mace. It is shaped like a sunburst at the end and made of solid brass. It seems to glow just warmly, despite no light hitting it. And Kanari feels immediately drawn to it. The warmth and the light from it.
Our Twilight Domain cleric wants a sun mace.
It's shaped like a sunburst, but yeah.
Hey,
It's just the setting sun, no big deal.
yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason she has a little bit of orange in her coat. Okay, if she feels drawn to, does it seem like it's trapped at all? Like, is there anything else beyond just the frightened condition that happened?
You can give me an investigation check.
Sure, why not? Oh, natural 20.
You look, you don't see any sort of like glyphs, you don't see any sort of spring traps, nothing. It seems to be pretty clear, and you're very confident in that.
I guess Kanari will look at Rexel and be like, should I? No, it's...
I mean, based on past experience, it seems like once we finish the thing, we get a thing, so go for it.
Okay, Kanari will grab it.
You grab it, and it feels warm to your touch, and you hear a doo-doo-doo-doo, and a door on the far end actually appears out of nowhere, and the runic pattern glows and it opens up, and there's that shimmering force field on the opposite way of where you entered. If you were to look back, that door's gone. And as you hold this mace, you feel that its name is Lightbringer. And you understand as you're holding it that there's a command word. If you were to say, "Bring the dawn," it will light up and give you, when it's lit up, it will glow as bright as a torch, and it will deal 1d6 extra radiant damage to undead creatures, and it is a +1 mace that can only be attuned to by clerics.
Kanari will look to the group and say, "Oh, anybody want the raven we got last time? I think this will work a little bit better for me. We could just put it in the bag of holding."
Yeah, I mean,
That's more like a group item, the silver
Yeah,
raven.
yeah. I think Kanari was just holding on to it after last.
So you won it from the. You were the one who won the room for us, that first room.
Right, but...
You weren't holding on to it. We gave it to you because it was yours.
Well, I know, but it's... Anybody can use it. I also had to kill Brayna's fake brother to
Which
get
is
it
why
in
you
there.
won it.
I know, but it doesn't... That, even if it's a fake brother, that's still...
Brayna kind of just walking out of the room at this moment.
As a reminder, they're out of character. There isn't like a one individual person wins the room. It's like an all or nothing kind of thing. Like you all win together, so you can group magic items. I think Umbrin, specifically Umbrin, as the wholesome little nut he is, thinks that if you're the one that like succeeds in the room, you win it. You get it.
You won it. By trial, Moxie has won this mace, but I guess that's not how things work.
Moxie just from the floor is just like, give me the bird, then you can take the mace. She's still face down on the floor, though.
Okay.
While everyone was doing that, Umbrin did want to check out this suit of armor, A, to see if there's anything to salvage, and B, to mourn the loss of a potential another Warforged with a ghost in it.
It wasn't a Warforged, but this thing did have that hammer that had smacked Moxie. It's not magical, but it is a warhammer, a martial weapon.
But there's nothing to like salvage. Can't take the helmet or.
You can take it. It seems to just be made out of iron. Nothing special about it, unless you want to wear a helmet.
We'll take the helmet.
You have one iron spiked helmet.
Oh, I have to erase my worms from my inventory.
Oh, spiked iron helmet. Kanari, as you begin to look a little bit closer to this mace, there actually appears to be a star pattern that slowly is growing up it, and there's actually the almost translucent image of constellations across this mace. And if you give the silver raven to Moxie, the raven turns into an owl and becomes a silver owl.
Aww.
Oh, nice. Yeah, as Canary hands the raven over to Moxie, she'll also say, hope you feel better, and cast a second level healing word on her.
Well, thanks.
That was a nice word. And we are actually a little over our end time. So with that, you leave the room and you actually enter a completely different area of the dungeon. This first level, you don't return to the root forest. Instead, it's just another part of the dungeon that doesn't look familiar to you. And that is where we are going to end it for today. Congratulations, you survived another episode.
We
Just
didn't
barely.
die. We didn't die.
Barely.
One hit point away.
All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Team Reaper, for joining us, for being here and committing and whatnot. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Ryan, for being the producer for today. You did a very wonderful job with everything, and we cannot do this without you. And audience members, if you have any ideas of whom to raid at this time, feel free to post suggestions in the chat, because I don't know who's doing anything today right now. I don't even know how to figure that out, actually. Yeah, so with that, I hope all of you return next Sunday to check out episode 3 and see what happens next to Team Reaper. I'm having fun. I hope they're having fun.
Also, before we go, follow us on the socials. Check out Brayna's personal Twitch stream. That too. It's super fun. I played Let's Go Pikachu on Friday. It was very enjoyable. I got to the Cerulean City Gym in 3.5 hours, so rocking that. Not really.
Melissa,
That's
will
really
you get
slow.
Pokemon Snap with me, and then we can play it
Oh,
together?
I've already pre-ordered it. What are you talking
Guys,
about?
I'm so excited for Pokemon Snap. Did you
Oh
see
my
that
God,
new
me
trailer
too.
that came out? It's so
Oh my god,
Where
I'm so excited.
Where the Pidgeot was eating the Magikarp.
Yeah.
My plan is to well, I have work and then private D&D game that I play on the 30th. So I'm going to start streaming at about 9:30 and then stream until I can't actually keep my eyes open anymore / possibly have a seizure, which is also a possibility. So that's the plan for the 30th. It's going to be a fun time. You should definitely follow my Twitch stream.
Love it. We also want to give a special thank you to Jacob, who plays Brexel, for providing the music for the character intros. If you stuck around for the break, you were able to hear the character intros, and if you missed it, it is on our Scryervision YouTube channel. So you just got to look up Scryervision. It'll be there because no one else has ever claimed the Scryervision name. We're unique. And we also have a game called The World's Greatest Dungeon on this coming Wednesday. And I believe that the green team will actually be starting their next dungeon. I play in it, Melissa plays in it, and our producer Ryan is the DM for it.
I think we have an elimination to do first, and then
we have an elimination, but then we always jump right after the elimination into the next thing.
Yep.
And there's a lot of drama happening. Wendell is evil.
Wendell is not evil.
Not serious.
Not even a little bit.
Broke 13's heart, and
and
so
Wendell
much
100%
craziness.
does not even care. It was like, she doesn't care. She doesn't actually know.
Fair. Lots of craziness. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about, announce, anything? No? All right. Well, stay classy, Magisterium. We're signing off.